Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Line drive, left field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes his 2nd run home, and the Sodbusters have the lead.
Us Hastings kids, we kind of have our own little crowd going on in the corner, so it's been a blast.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and the Sodbusters are out of trouble in the 7th.
I kind of get what's expected, and we're supposed to do it the right way, everything else, but at the end of the day, it is summer baseball, and we're here to improve every day, but also have a lot of fun.
Sodbuster Baseball.
Previously in the summer, I got to play with a kid from Japan, so that's a cool connection there. And it's just nice getting to know everybody and seeing what they like. Kind of maybe they show me something that I'll like and enjoy and take on for the rest of my life. You never know.
Swing and a miss. And the Hastings Sodbusters got one for the 3rd time in a row.
You got to make sure you have your composure and stay true to who you are up there. You got to be able to know what kind of baseball player you are, and you got to play to your strengths.
The Hastings Sodbusters.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. We are getting set to go for game number 2 of our doubleheader between the Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds. It was a really rough outing for Hastings in the first game of the Twin Bill as the Sodbusters dropped a 7-1 decision. Gave up 4 runs in the first and really never recovered. Got their only run at the bottom of the first on a bases-loaded walk, but had only 1 hit against 3 Casper pitchers. So the Sodbusters will try to get it turned around in game 2, the final game before a 4-day break, and hopefully Hastings can find a way to break off the snide and pick up a victory here today against the Casper Spuds. We had some issues before our first game today. We hope to play some player profiles, and so instead of playing those before game number 1, we are going to feature those players here before the second game of our Twin Bill. So we had an opportunity to catch up with a couple of guys, Connor Sholay earlier this week, and also an interview coming your way next as Ryan Valenta visits with Marcos Cabranes as we bring you Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady.
Today, joined alongside Marcos Cabranes, the Puerto Rican native who is spending his college days at Arkansas Tech. Marcos, talk to us about how you came from Puerto Rico and going to college in Arkansas.
My senior year of high school, in the spring, I decided to look for schools, a video I have made, and I just sent it to a lot of schools. And Arkansas Tech gave me a good offer, so I went on my visit. They liked it. I liked it a lot, and here it was.
And so have you always been a baseball guy, or when did you start playing baseball?
Yeah, I started playing when I was 3 years old. So I'm 21 now, so I've been 18 years playing baseball.
Do you have 1 or 2 baseball idols growing up?
Yeah, Jair Molina was always my guy. You know, he's from Puerto Rico, and he's from my favorite team, the Cardinals. So that was my guy.
How about, a lot of guys have nicknames throughout their careers in baseball. You have a nickname or 2 that you remember that you like?
Yeah, when I was my first 10 years of playing baseball, when I was little, my teammates started calling me Superboy because I made a lot of plays that you wouldn't think so, diving plays and stuff. So it was like flying, and it used to be fast. So,
all right, so let's talk about college. So you're going to Arkansas Tech, played 3 seasons there. Tell us about what you're studying and what you plan to get your degree in.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna get a dual degree in engineering and criminal justice, but we'll see.
Ideally, after college is over, do you want to keep playing baseball, or what's the outlook look like for you after college?
I want to go to law school after. So, and I would like to play baseball after, but you know, whatever is out there for me.
Law school. What's your dream job?
I don't know. I would like to be a lawyer. You know, I've been taking some like minors in it and minor classes, and I love it.
All right.
I love it.
This year, this third season, 2.5 if you count the COVID year at Arkansas Tech. You guys went 32-22 this year. Fortunately, you made it to that Division II regional, but kind of lost in the first round. Tell me about that spring season. What worked for you, and what do you need to improve on here in the summer?
Well, it was a good season. At the end, my bat died a little bit, and I had problems. I was swinging it good, but no luck. But the team was winning, and so I was behind the plate the whole year. I was catching, and I helped the team the most I could. And I just want to stay healthy this summer and just improve my hitting. That's for sure.
You got a couple guys on this roster that also went to Arkansas Tech with you. How's that being able to play with some of your spring ball guys here this summer?
It's pretty good. Nick Jones, he was our DH, and he did a good job. So it was good. It was good seeing that he's coming here. So like I know he can help the team. Tex didn't get that much chance this year, but I know he's a good pitcher. So I know he was gonna get that chance. It will be good for him coming in for next season.
Okay, Marcos, now tell us about how you came from Arkansas Tech. How did you get your connection here to the Hastings Sodbusters?
I have a couple teammates throughout the years I've been playing at the Sodbusters. So my coach at Tech, he has the connection, and I told him that I never played summer ball. This is my first time, and actually my first summer in the United States. So I told him that I wanted to play, and he said the Sodbuster will be a good fit for me. So he like put me in contact with Scott, and here I am.
Have you played summer ball before, or is this your first summer ball experience?
First time ever.
Well, 8 games in. No, the scorecard, it doesn't look the best, but overall impression of the summer season so far?
Well, it's been fun, you know, especially like when I saw that we were going to like places like South Dakota and stuff. I was like, damn, more like long drives. But then it was fun, you know. The time over there was fine, and we just gotta play better. We haven't played our best ability, and I know our team can. So
you're a utility guy. We saw you at the start of the season at shortstop, second base. You even caught the other day too, and you threw a guy out on the bases. Tell us about where you're most comfortable on the field, and are we gonna see you play the rest of the position sometime this year?
No, I don't know, but. Well, my thing is on the infield, I feel I like it the best, but I feel like I do the best job catching, which I feel more natural. Like since ever since I was a kid, they like put me down up there catching, and it was like just one game there, and it was already like I was doing it forever. So catching has always been like natural for me, but I definitely like the infield better.
And where'd you play most in college at Ark Tech then?
Yeah, I play 50 games this year, and I caught all of them.
So you're staying the summer here in Hastings.
Sir.
Yeah, who are you staying with, and how's it been adjusting to the culture in Nebraska so far in these past couple weeks?
Yeah, well, I'm staying with Brian and Kitty Huffman, and they're amazing. You know, they always like texting me and text because Tex is staying with me, so they're always texting me like, "What do you need? You know, you want to go do activities?" Like they don't want us to be bored, and they like very welcoming since the beginning. Everybody here has been, you know, I feel the love, and I don't know, it's pretty good.
So after the summer's over, you planning on finishing up at Arkansas Tech? What does the fall look like for you after the summer's over?
Catch the spirit of the game. The Hastings.
Trying to get the best, stronger. That's my biggest thing. I want to get stronger because I know that's part of my game. You gotta be like improved. So, and then just roll in the spring and then do the best job of my life.
The last couple questions here, just kind of getting to know the guy's personal preferences. For you, after a ball game, you can eat anything. What's your go-to post-game meal?
After a ball game, I like steak. since I'm in the United States, because in Puerto Rico it's different food, but I like steak and some mac and cheese.
All
That's
right.
for sure.
How about, obviously you can't quite get that at the concession stands here. What's the best concession stand food at a baseball game?
Hot dogs. Hot dogs.
How about hot dog toppings? What makes the perfect hot dog?
Just easy. Ketchup, some cheese, no mustard, hate mustard, and
Cheese. So you put like
nacho
cheese sauce?
Yeah, that's nice.
Ketchup and nacho cheese sauce. You heard it here first, folks. It's a hot dog combination we're going to have to try at Duncan Field today. Last question for you, Marcos. There's one interesting fact about you that people should know about. What is that?
I can speak 2 languages. I don't know. I like to be outside. I hate being at home, so I just enjoy outdoors.
Marcos Cabranes, the opposite of a homebody. We continue to feature Sodbuster baseball all summer long. We will have another player profile come up. Stay tuned with us. And this is Sodbuster Baseball. I'm Ryan Valenta.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
We feature Sodbuster Baseball, a Sodbuster Spotlight with Connor Sholay, Colorado guy, came from a junior college in California, arrived and has already had a couple of appearances. I guess talk a little bit about the week you've had here to get into Nebraska and have a chance to pitch a couple times to the Hastings Sodbusters already.
I got here 2 days ago, and I came a little bit late because I had some school to finish up. And woke up on Tuesday at probably 6 a.m. Hit the road. I was calling the coaches on the way here, letting them know that I'll be in there. I'll be here for the game on Tuesday night. They did not expect me to pitch, nor did I. And we kind of got into a situation where it was a good fit for me. Went in and kind of just wanted to play free, kind of want to show the town of Hastings who I am as a player, who I am as a person as well, on and off the field. And yeah, I had a pretty good outing, felt good, and then we traveled yesterday. I didn't throw because I threw the day before, and tonight they told me I was going to be the first guy out of the pen, and I had an outing that I expected finally, and I felt good about it. My control, I'm still working on it. My command, I think it was just a big situation, a little amped up. Felt pretty good out there. Made some pitches, got some guys out, and just tried to help the Sodbusters win a game. So,
Time with Connor Sholay, a little Sodbuster Spotlight. Talk a bit about your journey. I mean, first Highlands Ranch, Colorado, but then you go to a junior college in California. How'd that come to be, and how was your first year there?
I always wanted to play Division I baseball in California, and when you go to a junior college in California, you get in-state tuition on most of the California schools. So that was kind of my goal. My season didn't go as I planned. I was in my head a lot, worried about the wrong things on the field, not really focusing on myself, but more of the outcome. I actually heard about the Sodbusters from a friend in California. He recommended it. And I talked to Scott, felt like it was a good fit, felt like I would get a lot of innings here, and everything has gone to plan so far, and I just continue to try to help the Busters win a game.
We're talking with Connor Sholay. Talk a little about your pitching approach. You've got that, not necessarily sidearm, but a little bit different delivery, and how does that help you? How did that come to be?
When I went to school, I had trouble with command over the top. I threw hard for my size for sure, but it just wasn't going in the spots I want. At one point in this last spring season, I was actually full submarine. me and my coaches out there kind of agreed that it would maybe slow me down, get more strikes across, but at the end of the day, it was just a confidence thing. And I stepped in here, and the coaches had confidence in me. They trusted me right away, obviously throwing me in the first day I got here. But yeah, the coaches trust me here, and I'm kind of a low 3/4. And the past couple weeks back home, I've been working with a bunch of the coaches at Slammers, my hometown program. Yeah, everything felt good. My velocity was back up. I was throwing strikes from low 3/4, and all my off speed feels good from down there, and I get guys out, so it works.
That's the bottom line. Connor Sholay has done a really good job in relief. Is relief pitching, is that what you like, or do you see yourself as a starter? Where are you comfortable on the mound?
I can do anything, start or relief. This past year I was a reliever at my school. In high school I started a couple games, but I feel more comfortable in relief. I don't really have that starting routine down, but if the Sodbusters need me to start a couple games, I would love to.
Went to college at San Mateo out in California the first year. It sounds like that's not the plan year 2. Do you see yourself at another JUCO? Would you like to go to a 4-year school? Would you like to get back closer to home? What's going through your mind right now?
Honestly, I'm just focusing on this summer. Things will fall into play. I know it's all in God's hands, so I'm just trying to win a few games here, put up some good numbers, and find a place for me, maybe closer to home. I'm just trying to take any opportunity that I can, honestly.
X's and O's wise, is there something you're really focusing on, wanting to improve on? You mentioned getting innings, or is there anything, okay, this is what I need to work on in the next few weeks as far as the pitching game goes?
My command. I'm walking too many guys right now, which is leading to my pitch count going up. And I talked to Scott a little bit about first pitch strikes, and I felt like I had improved a little bit tonight from Tuesday on first pitch strikes, but I'm still working on command and throwing my changeup more. I didn't throw any changeup tonight, and I was just fastball slider, but got the job done, and hopefully working on it in the next couple weeks, I'll be good, get back to how I used to be, you know.
Talking with Connor Sholay. Academically, how to go the first year in college? What's the long-term goal, major-wise, or have we got a plan yet?
I went undecided into college. I know that I either want to get into psychology or kinesiology, because both of those majors can stay inside baseball. I want to stay with baseball for my life, and so yeah, I got my basic classes done my first year. I got pretty good grades. I think it was like around a 3.5 GPA. I'm hoping to, like I said, I'm hoping to stay inside the game of baseball, and especially just dealing with what I've dealt with the mental side of the game. I want to help others with that in the psychology perspective, but physically also, kinesiology is a good major to stay in baseball and keeping my body right.
Really neat to get to know Connor Sholay. He is our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. It's Sodbuster Baseball game number 2 of the doubleheader between the Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds. Hastings dropping a 7-1 decision to Casper in the opener. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for game number 2. Leading off and playing second base, it's Grant Jones for the Sodbusters. Marcos Cabranes, one of our player profiles. He's the catcher and bats second. Gage Frank in right field and batting third. Josh Printer gets the start in game number 2 at first base and bats fourth. Then it's Tyler Welch, the DH, in the 5-hole. Mark Chavez getting a start at third base in game number 2, and he's batting 6th. Batting 7th, it's Nolan Oliver, the shortstop. Ty Matson bats 8th and plays left field, and Lane Shires in center field and batting 9th. For the Casper Spuds, it's Elijah Reeves, center fielder. And leading off, Matthew Marsick is in left field, batting second. Chase Burke, right fielder, batting third. Yariel Diaz is at first base and batting fourth. He's followed by Nathan Martinez at third base. Chandler Stocking is the shortstop. Then it's Brock Molinda, the DH. Easton Smith is at second base, and Austin Jones will do the catching. Braden Wilmus will do the pitching for Casper. For the Hastings Sodbusters, we get an opportunity to see Dalton Juden on the mound, as the Sodbusters have already taken the field in this one, as Dalton is a right-handed pitcher out of Fayetteville, North Carolina Technical College. He is signed with York University out of Coral Springs, Florida. 0-1, a 7.71 ERA for Dalton. Making his third appearance, he's pitched 7 innings, allowed 9 runs, 6 of those earned. He's allowed 14 hits, struck out 8, and walked 1. His last outing Monday, he was the losing pitcher against that tough Nebraska prospect squad. He went 4 innings, allowed 4 runs, 3 of those earned, allowed 11 hits, struck out 5, and walked 1. As we welcome back to the broadcast booth, Ryan Valenta. And hopefully things go better here to begin Game 2 than Game 1.
Yeah, we'll look for a better outing from Dalton than his last outing. We kind of talked about it in the last broadcast with him on the mound, for his stat line, just on the scoreboard, the hits-wise, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. Giving up 11 hits in that outing against the Prospects, just giving up 4 runs, only 1 walk, and striking out 5. And there was that disastrous first inning when a couple of runs came across, and we thought, is this going to be a repeat of last time? Are we going to have another starter pulled after the first inning or even during the first inning? But Jude was able to recover nicely, so I think for him, he's hopefully got those 2 starts under his belt and a little more comfortable out on the mound, and he'll need to get a good start here for the Sodbusters.
And Hastings, not many things going right, as they had only 1 hit in the opener and gave a lot of free passes, and you're just hoping Hastings can get off to a good start and maybe take a lead. It has been a while since Hastings has been in front in a ball game, and that starts with putting a 0 on the board here for Dalton Juden as Elijah Reeves steps in, and the first pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1, no balls and 1 strike. As first pitch at 5:40 today for Game 2 of our twin bill. Casper won the opener 7-1. 0-1 pitch on the way, and that's just off the inside corner for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Calling the balls and strikes in Game 2, Jason Seitz. Tim Stroman is in the field. It's 367 down the right field line, 370 down the left field line. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count on Elijah Reeves. 4:05 to the alleys, 4:08 to straightaway center. His temperatures in the upper 80s today with a light breeze blowing pretty much straight in from center. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Elijah Reeves. Reeves, a productive first game, even though he didn't have a hit, did score a run and knock in 1 from the leadoff spot for Casper. Bounces this one foul, spoils that one, makes Dalton throw another pitch here in this first inning. Game 1 saw Casper score 4 runs in the first. Hastings came back with 1 in the bottom of the inning, but had a great opportunity. They had 1 home with the bases loaded, nobody out, got no more. 2-2 pitch, bounced to the left side. Couple of hops to the third baseman. Pickup throw from Chavez, and 1 up, 1 down for Casper here in inning number 1.
Chavez not a starter in Game 1. You would think he's been thrown around for a while. Nice arm there at third, and made it look easy slinging it across to Printer at first.
Here comes Matthew Marsick, left fielder here in game number 2. 0 for 2 with a run scored in the opener. Pitch is taken high and outside for ball 1 as the hat comes flying off for Dalton Juden as he'll get reset here. 1 ball and no strikes to count. We're just underway. Game number 2 of our twin bill from Duncan Field as Hastings trying for the split against the Casper Spuds. A 3-game series reduced to 2 because of rain. 1-0 pitch. Chavez will have another chance. Backhands this one. Throw to first and 2 up, 2 down. And both handled nicely for Mark Chavez, the slick fielding third baseman for the Hastings Sodbusters. As a good job for Chavez out of Chico State in California. And that will bring to the plate Chase Burke. Burke stands in the right-handed box as he gets set to go for this one. 0 for 2, but scored a couple of runs in the opener. Playing right field and takes strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And Dalton Juden trying to not only put up a 0, but get a 1-2-3 inning for this Hastings Sodbuster crew. Dalton winds and delivers, and that's not going to happen. Pitch inside, and it gets a piece of Burke, so hit batsman with 2 outs. Saw Casper do a great job of extending innings with 2 outs in that first game. One of the reasons they were able to pull away for a 7-1 victory. 7 runs, 6 hits for the Spuds in the opener, 1 run, 1 hit for the Hastings Sodbusters. Here comes Yariel Diaz, first baseman. 1 for 2, 2 runs scored to the opener. Runner takes off. Throw down to second base, and that is going to not be in time. Pretty good throw. Jones kind of lost his balance as he came forward and kind of caught that in front of the bag, tried to make the sweep tag back, but I think it's probably the correct call as Chase Burke swipes second immediately. Now he's in scoring position with a 1-ball, no strike count on Diaz here in inning number 1. Pretty good throw from Cabranes for the Hastings Sodbusters. A decent lead out there for Burke, and the pitch is hit foul on the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike to Diaz. Ariel Diaz out of Fort Myers, Florida, goes to Middle Georgia State University. Limited playing time coming into today, just his 3rd game after he played the first game today. It was 2 for 3 coming into today. Casper playing a few less games than Hastings. Pitch is foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That'll kind of turn around as Hastings will have a set 4 days off beginning tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm starting this way. Do I want time off or do I need to keep on playing? I guess as a coach, you take the positive aspects and build on it. Hopefully get a win heading into the break. Runner leads away from second as Diaz flies this one in the air to left field. Should be no problem for Ty Matson, who makes a one-handed catch, and that'll do it for the Casper Spuds in the first. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. We're to the bottom half of inning number 1. Casper nothing. Hastings coming up at Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Braden Wilmus takes the hill for the Casper Spuds, bottom half of inning number 1. He is a right-hander, and he is out of Summerville, South Carolina. Goes to Fort Scott Community College, the Greyhounds down in Kansas, playing in the Jayhawk Conference Eastern Division. And Brayton making his 2nd appearance of the year. He's thrown 1 inning, allowing no runs on 2 hits. He struck out 1 and walked 2, probably hoping for more of an extended outing here today against a Sodbuster lineup that will begin with Grant Jones, Marcos Cabranes, and Gage Frank. Jones stands in the left-handed box as he was able to score the lone run for Hastings in the opener and went 0 for 3. As the pitch is taken for a strike, no balls, 1 strike. Sodbusters have 5 different starters here in the second game. Casper, meanwhile, playing 8 guys who were in that first game. And why mess with success? Meanwhile, Sodbusters, let's give some other guys some opportunities after it was a mighty struggle offensively. And a quick 2-strike count on Grant Jones. Cabranes, Frank all playing in the first game, and they are in the lineup here in the top 3 in the batting order. Jones gives this one a ride, but right to the center fielder as Elijah Reeves over to make the play to his left. 1 up, 1 down for Hastings in the bottom half of inning number 1. That'll bring to the plate Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes, the Puerto Rican, the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy. Really good interview heard between the 2 games as part of our pregame. You can check that out again. Ryan Valenta doing that. Cabranes square to butt, takes it for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes as pretty aggressive college major wants to dual major. Potential engineering and criminal justice major and may end up pre-law at some point. So he wants to go to law school. Swings and misses here. 1 ball and 1 strike for Cabranes, who had the lone hit, 1 for 4 in that first game today. Takes ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Casper nothing. Hastings with its 2nd batter of the game. Cabranes lines this one to right field, and Cabranes has his 2nd hit of the day, the only 2 hits in 8 innings of baseball for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1 on, 1 out for Gage Frank.
Now here's a situation where
Wish you could just clone Marcos and send him up to the plate every time. One guy has been the offensive spotlight today, and saw some early inning offense and base runners in game one. See if the Sodbusters can break through and capitalize this time.
Sodbusters stranded 8 in the opener. Casper 9. Bouncing ball left side, could be 2. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. Double play. And it's been that kind of day for Hastings. It seems like every time there is a minor threat, bang, bang, 6-4-3. Chandler Stocking doing the shortstop position this inning. Threw it to Easton Smith. Smith with the nice turnover to Diaz, and the Sodbusters send the minimum to the plate. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We head to the second. Casper 0, Hastings 0. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Head to inning number 2. It's Casper and Hastings. No score. It's Dalton Juden getting set to go out there. He hit a man, but was able to work around that as we are in game 2 of the doubleheader. Hastings dropped the opener 7-1. Final game before a 4-game break, and then the Sodbusters will be going on the road. They'll return home a week from Monday, but last chance to see the Sodbusters for a while here. We'll see Casper bat there, 5, 6, and 7. Nathan Martinez, third baseman. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI in the opener. As Casper able to score 4 runs in the first, single runs in the third, fourth, and fifth. 7-inning contest just like this one here in Independence League Baseball. And the first pitch of the second inning, low for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. As far as other Independence League action, everything starting after this game. Sawtooth at Badlands, Nebraska at Fremont, and Spearfish at Oahe. Pitch swung on to miss. Great off speeder from Juden. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yesterday, Spearfish beating Oahe 2-0. They've already won that series 2-0. Nebraska evening its series with Fremont with an 8-5 win. And Badlands has taken care of Sawtooth 2 games in a row, including yesterday, 10-4. Off-speed pitch inside, 2 balls and a strike. So the updated standings in the Independence League, Badlands off to a 10-1 start. Fremont 8-3. Casper, with their win today, goes to 4-2. Spearfish is at 3-3. Pitch swung on and missed, 2-2 the count. And then you've got Oahe at 1-10. Hastings falling to 0-9. You've got the 2 teams which aren't eligible for the postseason. The Prospects at 6-2, and Sawtooth 0-2 in league play, 5-3 overall as they play an independent schedule and play a lot of home games against teams from that part of the state. They're from Idaho, but they're making a barnstorming trip to the western side of the Independence League to give the Independence League teams more home games. 3-2 the count now on Martinez. Pitch called, strike 3. Martinez didn't think so. He's down looking, and 1 out here in the second inning.
Now, unlike the last game where Martinez was the beer batter and intentionally struck out on that bunt last time, I don't think he was trying anything there. He just got fooled by a good pitch.
As Chandler Stocking will bat now, he really showed shortstop range at second base in the first, so not a huge surprise that he's playing shortstop here in game number 2. He's an eye-popping infielder for this Casper squad, and he lines this one into center field. Trouble, but coming on and making the running grab. That's the Hastings Sodbuster, Lane Shires, the Kearney product, and there are 2 up and 2 down here in the second.
Good read by Shires. As an outfielder, you always want your first step to be back, but you can kind of tell when Stocking went down to reach that was going to be a line drive falling in front of him, and good read by Shires to get there and record the out.
Brock Melinda tries to reach for this Casper squad. Juden trying to set him down 1-2-3 and keep it scoreless through an inning and a half. Pitches low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes on Brock Melinda. Big game for him in that first contest. 2 for 3, a triple and a run scored. Had the back-breaking hit in the first inning, that 4-run first, as he knocked in a run with a triple to put the finishing touches on that 4-run frame. And Hastings threatened in the bottom of the first, but it was really all Casper after that. 2-0 pitch, and this one is sprayed foul off the left side. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Temperatures in the 80s. First 2 days went by because of rain. As Friday night canceled it pretty early. Yesterday tried like heck to get the game in, but didn't happen, so planned a doubleheader today. That third game probably won't be made up. Bouncing ball left side. Chavez has got it. Throws across his body. Tag made. Great job for Josh Printer to come off the bag, catch it, and make the tag. And a good job for Dalton Juden to set him down 1, 2, 3. Into the bottom half of inning number 2. It's Casper nothing, Hastings nothing. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
It is Sodbuster Baseball as the Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds, and we get a little bit of a rain action here today as Hastings and Casper, they have had their opportunities. You can go ahead and leave the mic out. It's 30 years old, so
all right.
Get a little crowd music and the sound of the rain, maybe the popping of the balls and strikes here in the second inning. So we try to work out things technically, but we are going to close the windows to protect most of our equipment. And the Hastings Sodbusters and Casper Spuds playing through the rain here is Josh Printer trying to get it going, and he will take on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Josh Printer. We're just getting rolling in the bottom of the second, and it's sunny and raining right now. It's been that kind of weekend. The pitch is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes as we can still see the sun. We're going to have a pretty rainbow at some point. But a pretty decent showers. We've already seen the concrete get wet in a hurry. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Josh Printer here in the bottom of the second inning as Braden Wilmus brings home the pitch, and this was bounced to the left side. Turf could get a little slick, and as a matter of fact, the pitcher falls, throws, and in time, and now you're hoping Wilmus okay. He slipped as he threw. Got an amazing throw off, and he's apparently okay. 1 up and 1 down as Printer hustling down the line, couldn't beat it out, and that'll bring up Tyler Welch.
Yeah, just like you said, and we'll take a break here. The slip in, the pitcher Wilmus there grabbing his knee a little bit, but he seems to be okay. But it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit to keep playing.
And a little rain delay action here, and partly due to that turf. I mean, I think you saw it yesterday. That was one of the reasons the two teams did not continue. Yes, you can play through a lot of rain here. It takes a lot of rain, but they were really concerned about the conditions and in terms of the slippery nature of the infield turf. So that is one of the reasons that we are going to be in rain delay mode as the Hastings Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds are going to wait here as our rain delay begins at 5:57 with the Sodbusters and Casper scoreless. Casper going 1-2-3 in the second after they had a 2-out hit batsman in the first. Meanwhile, Sodbusters sent the minimum to the plate in the first. A fly out to center from Grant Jones. Marcos Cabranes singled and was erased as part of a 6-4-3 twin killing off the bat of Gage Frank. So we are in rain delay mode. That after Casper ended up winning the opener by a score of 7-1. The Spuds out hitting the Sodbusters 6-1. And Casper stranded 9, Hastings stranded 8. as we're going to take a break and kind of get a plan on what we're going to do during this rain delay. So we'll take a quick break. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at Spady.
As we bring you Sodbuster Baseball rain delay mode here. The Sodbusters and Casper Spuds beginning that rain delay at 5:57, hoping to try to get 2 games in, and it's so tough to turn down rain with the dry conditions we've had. But from a baseball standpoint, I'm sure Sky Galusha and the rest of the Sodbuster staff very disappointed in this. And Casper, for that matter. I mean, much like when Hastings had to go out to spearfish, got only 1 game in 3 days. It's got to be so frustrating for Casper. You make the road trip and unable to play the first 2 days. Able to get 1 game in, hoping for a second, but I guess right now we don't know.
Yeah, that's already 4 rainouts for the Sodbusters on the season, and for a Casper team that's made the 7.5+ hour drive over here to Hastings for the weekend, you know, it sucks. You got guys on the bench who are itching to play, and as we mentioned in the first game, it can affect starting pitching too. Luke Wenzel for the Sodbusters, supposed to pitch last night before that game got called, ended up pitching today, but not able to do the job of starting pitcher and get out of the first inning. So we saw him struggle, and we also saw Max Vosters for the Casper Spuds struggle too. He didn't record an out after getting pulled in the first inning, so you got to wonder, you know, it's at some point starting pitching, you're reliant on those days. You want to go every 5th, 6th day in college. Obviously it gets shorter as you go up the ladder in professional baseball, but it can mess up with their timing, can mess up with their routine, and I think that's kind of what happened there. But hopefully, don't want to jinx anything, but storms coming in from the northeast, moving southwest across the region. Couple of severe spots. Kind of seems eerily similar to last night, starting the rain and going on and off, but hoping we can still finish this game tonight.
And right now we are in rain delay mode in the 2nd inning of a scoreless contest. This will allow us to replay some of our Sodbuster spotlights. Now in the pregame, you already heard from Marcos Cabranes. We had that interview as well with Connor Sholay. We already had 4 other interviews that we featured earlier. I'm going to hear Scott Galusha. He is on the mic now. Let's see what he has to say.
Thought that the way I walked was a rain dance. I didn't think so until Friday. You know, I really appreciate everybody that's here. It's been tough in a lot of ways, but we do this for people like you. So I thank you very much for coming out. These kids are working hard, learning all the time. Joe and his staff are working hard. They'll get it, I promise you. Stay with us. But I appreciate you being here.
Okay, so no official announcement from Scott. We just kind of wanted to make sure that he didn't have any kind of weather announcement right now. We are in rain delay mode, and we're going to play one of our player spotlights, an opportunity to hear from a player that we interviewed earlier this year as you're listening to and watching Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
You're listening to the Sodcast. This is Ryan Valenta alongside Gage Frank, Sodbuster leadoff guy from Marion, Iowa at Des Moines Area Community College. Gage, tell us a little bit about your spring and what you're studying for at Des Moines.
My spring went pretty well. I got over 200 ABs, batted leadoff for DMAC. We had a pretty decent season. We were about 33 and 23, something like that. And we got knocked out first round of the playoff on a walk-off grand slam, so that was tough. But overall, I had a really good time in the spring, and then trying to carry over how I played in the postseason over here.
And what year is that for you for the spring for Des Moines?
It was my sophomore year, so I'm still undecided where I'm going next year. So.
And pretty good in the spring, 22 multi-hit games, hitting .311. And I mean, if you're hitting that in the majors, you're pretty much an all-star there. So tell me how you transitioned from Des Moines and how you landed up in Hastings playing ball here.
Well, I was just looking for a place to play summer ball, and my coach called me up and said they need an outfielder for a few weeks. So I said I jumped on the opportunity to get some more ABs, and that's kind of how I showed up here. I showed up a day before season.
And Cannon also on that Des Moines Area Community College roster. Saw he redshirted this year. Did you know him before you got here, or did you kind of knew he was on the same team?
No, I knew Cannon. I've known him since high school. We played in the same conference. Always knew he was a good player. He played third base for us, and then we just kind of talked to each other and decided to come play here this summer.
And how was that being able to come here with a familiar face and knowing you have somebody here? You know, it's tough. You got to learn a bunch of new guys' names, people you've never seen before. But just how has it been, like, adjusting to all these new faces here on this new roster?
Yeah, it's always good to have a buddy with you, and it helps you make friends. But we just kind of drive back and forth with each other, changing each day. We live together, the same host family, and then the road trips, you really get to know the guys pretty quick. So it's been good. I feel like I've already got to know a lot of them.
And speaking of that road trip, you know, you didn't get to play 2 of those games, but got to visit Mount Rushmore. And as Scott said, you were cooped up with a cabin with some other guys too. Talk about that road trip experience and how that was to bond with your other teammates.
Oh yeah, we just had a lot of team bonding time. We went out to Deadwood a little bit. That's a nice, cool place in South Dakota. Then we went to Mount Rushmore, and then just hung out in the cabins all night and got to know each other. So it really was a good trip, even though we didn't play. But we really bonded together pretty well.
So now 5 games in, still on the losing end so far, but not too bad for you so far. Hit a home run, and you're in the game against Spearfish. So pretty good to play to so far. Overall impression of your first year in Hastings so far?
It's been good. Just trying to keep playing good and hopefully getting the win column tomorrow.
All right, let's talk about Frank here personally. Gage, you know, it's preference from person to person, but if you had to choose any meal that you could eat after a game, what's your best go-to meal? You can eat anything.
I always in high school went to Culver's after the game. I just really liked that butter burger and getting butter burger and fries and a root beer after a game.
What about the cheese curds there? You cheese curd guy?
Yep, they got really good cheese curds. Best in the business.
All right, so baseball is obviously, you know, you're playing in the spring, playing in the summer. Got to have some off time too. When you're not on the ball field, what's your favorite thing to do?
I just like hanging out with my friends. The week I had between my season and coming here, I went up to my cabin. We boated a little bit, hung out with my buddies, so that was fun.
Okay. And plan is to go back to Des Moines in the fall then and get back to it?
No, I'm a sophomore, so I'm graduated from there. I'm just kind of waiting for a D1 opportunity here in the next month, but we'll see how it goes.
That is Gage Frank, as Ryan Valenta had that interview with Gage earlier, kind of replaying some of our Sodbuster spotlights. We're in rain delay mode if you're just tuning in, as the Sodbusters and the Casper Spuds are scoreless in the second, and we'll hopefully get back to baseball before too long. But in the meantime, going to feature some more player interviews. When we come back, it'll be a replay of our conversation with Zach Vitale. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
It's a Sodbusters Spotlight, a replay of an interview with Zach Vitale. He's a Plano, Texas guy who's playing his college ball at Northwest Oklahoma State. We visited with him after he hit his first home run during a game against Fremont.
I was really just looking for that off-speed pitch. I had seen it a couple times before, and luckily I got my barrel out in it, and it left. So I was pretty happy about that.
Talk a little about your journey to being a Sodbuster. How'd you become a Hastings Sodbuster?
One of my buddies back at school, Jacob Shaw, he's pitched here for a little while. He got me in contact with Scotty, and the rest is history.
Talking with Zach Vitale, he is a Texan. Tell us a bit about growing up in Texas and how you came to be at Northwest Oklahoma State.
Oh man, I love Texas. Texas home to me. Northwestern Oklahoma State was really a blessing. I started off at a 4-year, and I ended up at a 2-year after that. And I got into contact with the coach there, and it's really been a blessing. I love it there.
Now, did you play in the spring or did you redshirt?
I did not play in the spring. We have a JV squad. I played with the JV squad in the spring.
How important is it then to have a good summer to try to maybe to gain a little momentum for the fall?
It's the most important thing for me, for sure.
Tell us a bit about your role on this squad. And there's a couple of guys who are kind of similar. You don't very often see catchers and middle infielders at the college level, but you do both. There's another guy on the team that does the same thing. Talk a bit about how that came to be.
I think Marcus and I both, we're just trying to get on the field as much as we can. So, wherever they need me, that's where I'm going to be.
Is there early chemistry with these guys? Have you made some friends already?
For sure. There's a couple guys here in my conference, so I know of them, and then the team's gelling really well right now, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the season for sure.
Tell us a bit about academics. What are you studying, and what do you want to do once baseball's done?
I'm studying biology, health, and sports science. I'm looking to be a PT after we're done here.
Is there anything that led you down that path? What excites you about that particular profession?
I've had a couple different injuries, and those PTs really helped me get back to the sport, and I would like to give back to that kind of community and, maybe help somebody else get back to their sport.
That is Zach Vitale, a player interview featuring a couple of them. As Scott Galouche is addressing the fans here, just got done talking to the folks here at Duncan Field. We're in rain delay mode, and the latest, it sounds like there's another cell which could be coming through, and so hopefully going to be playing again at 6:30, but you just never know. Last night, waited through a pretty good rain delay and just ended up calling it off with potential lightning, and just hoping that we're going to be able to play some baseball again today. Right now we are in the second inning of a scoreless game. Casper, they have batted twice, so they have no runs on no hits. They did have one base runner. Meanwhile, the Sodbusters have had 4 men come to the plate that had a hit, but had that guy erased via double play, so no score in the bottom half of the second inning. We're going to continue to replay some of our Sodbuster Spotlights. Good opportunity to feature some of the players that we visited with earlier, and we'll replay our interview with Tex Cook when we come back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
It is the Sodbuster Spotlight as we hear from Tex Cook, relief pitcher for the Hastings Sodbusters. Had a really good bounce-back performance as we visit after the Fremont game. Talk a little bit about the way you came out and threw strikes today.
Everything was just kind of clicking today. Had some key takeaways from the last outing, just kind of worked yesterday to make an improvement on those, and everything just clicked and it was working.
What were those takeaways? What did you see you had to improve on, and talk a bit about how you executed it?
Just a little bit better consistency, a little more efficient movements, working myself down the mound, kind of staying in more of a straight line, just being as efficient as I can with my body.
Now, you're an Arkansas guy. Tell us about home.
Man, it's a beautiful place. Go Hogs. Man, I miss it. It's a lot of fun out there. A lot of lakes, rivers, mountains. I mean, it's just a beautiful place to be in. It's a natural state.
Now, you go to Arkansas Tech. Tell us a bit about the Wonder Boys. You guys had a pretty good season in the spring, it sounded like.
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. Made it to the regional tournament this year. Kind of started off a little rocky. First 2 series out, ended up splitting with Central Mo, and then just kind of kicked it on, turned on the burners, and then just had to keep executing throughout the year, and we did pretty well at it. Ended up making it pretty deep. We hated to lose first round of the conference tournament, but I mean, we got a second chance and got birthed into the regional tournament and just got to have some more fun.
We're talking with Tex Cook, Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy, and a Hastings Sodbuster for the summer. The name, Tex Cook, given name. Tell us a bit about the story behind the name Tex.
Well, so I like to think my parents are pretty cool, so they just kind of did what they could to think and come up with something that'd be a cool name and hard for people to forget. And I mean, Tex, Mom's from Texas, so shout out Texas, shout out Mom.
Very neat. Academically, talk a little about what you're studying at Arkansas Tech. What do you see in your future?
Oh, yes, sir. I am studying ag business. I'm looking into kind of doing some some farm sales, like farm loan, farm insurance, things of that nature. My family, we've got chicken houses. Eventually, I want to maybe try and take those over, maybe try and get some of my own even. You know, just kind of be a good old boy, do some farming, just do some sales, just get to meet new people and have fun while working, making a little money.
Now, how are you on track to graduate? I guess so. Where are you in school in terms of how many more years do you have at Arkansas Tech?
Yes, sir. I have 1 more year at Arkansas Tech academically. I will have an option to do some graduate studies and continue my career at Arkansas Tech. But as far as for my bachelor's, I've got 1 more year going into the senior year, looking to go into it pretty strong, good head on my shoulders.
Do you like the baseball thing? Do you see yourself playing as long as you can?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. Just hadn't really been something that's kind of been, I guess, seen as a possibility. Just continue to just kind of do my work, get my work done, and just do whatever I can to really just benefit whatever team I'm on the best I can.
Talk a bit about the early chemistry with the Hastings Sodbuster guys. Have you enjoyed your time here in Hastings in the early going?
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. First couple days on, was able to really click with some of the other pitchers, some of the catchers, just everybody. It's my first summer playing summer ball like this, and so getting to be able to be a part of this, kind of watch it, it's just a great thing. Great what baseball can do. I mean, we've all just started to click and kind of mold together to, I think a couple more days and just more molding, more clicking, and we'll be where we want to be.
He is Tex Cook as a replay of our interview, a Sodbuster Spotlight. We're in rain delay mode here at Duncan Field. Hope to start again around 6:30. It's Steve Stein and Ryan Valenta. Everybody's got a phone. Everybody's an amateur meteorologist as we look at the radar and hope for the best.
I've got that title too, amateur meteorologist. According to National Weather Service in Hastings, part of the National Weather Channel, the cell that Scott was talking about looks very, very light and nothing really severe in there. So, if anything, it should be sprinkling. It seemed like it was going to be a light pour or a little bit of a rain by now, but it's been dry so far for the past 10 minutes, and we're set to play at 6:30. We are well on our way, and it's a benefit of playing at Duncan Field here too. You got the turf here, so don't have to mend and fill that infield dirt in. You can just be ready to go, and hopefully those not too wet for the guys to play on.
Yep, that is plan A right now, as we really hope that we'll get rolling again at 6:30. We're a scoreless tie in the second inning. Casper, they have not scored in their first 2 at-bats. Hastings was 1 up and 1 down in the second, so they'll have their 5 and 6 hitters still to bat in the second inning. Casper winning the opening game of this doubleheader 7-1. The Spuds now 4-2 on the year. They had a 3-game series with Fremont to open the year. Won 14-5, lost 14-7, and won 9-2. A lot of runs generally scored in Casper, a little more of altitude. And then they had a 2-game series, lost one of their games to some rain against the Nebraska Prospects. Ended up winning 4-1 and losing 9-3 before making the trek down to Hastings for their first road trip of the year. Of course, Friday and Saturday both rained out. Trying to get in 2 today. So far, so good. Getting 1 in the books and hopefully getting a second one. Now, the Sodbusters, a little bit different summer schedule with the 2 traveling teams, and so there are some scheduled days off. A lot of times you see these summer leagues, you're playing virtually every day with an occasional off day. The Sodbusters will have 4 days with no games before going on the road to Oahe next weekend. Then they'll be back home. I think Casper makes the return trip a week from Monday, so that's the schedule here in the next couple of weeks. You can get the complete details at HastingsSodbusters.com. And Orion's starting to do some of the social media work. And so just be checking out the website, and we're going to be getting some more stuff on there. And if you want to check out Spotify for the Sodcast, you've heard some of those interviews, and all of the interviews are being featured. We've got the preseason interview with Scott Galusha, a lot of the interviews with the head coach Joel Skipper, including his preseason interview. And we'll try to be posting interviews during the course of this year as best we can to feature a lot of the guys, and let's do that right now. But while we have a little bit of time, as another player spotlight, a replay of one done earlier this year, as you're in tune with Sodbuster Baseball. We feature Sodbuster Baseball. It is a Sodbuster Spotlight. Steve Stein with Ty Matson. He's started in the outfield for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. Ty, talk a little about your journey to becoming a Sodbuster. How did you become a Hastings Sodbuster?
I actually got the connection through my brother Trevor, who everyone knows as a Sodbuster. So he got me set up with this, and I'm really excited to be here.
Now, how much Sodbuster experience did you have the last couple of summers? Were you able to make a trip out and watch the brother play the last couple of summers?
Yeah, actually last year I came out with my parents when Trevor first came out here, and I was able to watch a couple games, and it got me excited for coming next year, which is this year.
Now, you're a California guy. Talk a little bit about growing up in California. Have you always lived out there?
Yeah, I've lived in California my whole life.
What's it been like kind of learning the Nebraska culture? Was your first trip watching the brother coming out to this part of the nation?
Yeah, it was. It's honestly a pretty cool experience. It's just a different scenery that I actually really like, and I enjoy it out here a lot.
Opportunity here from Ty Matson. He is a regular in this lineup. They've batted you in the 3-hole. They've batted you to lead off. Talk a bit about your comfort level in terms of where you bat in the batting order.
Honestly, I'm just ready to go wherever they want to put me. I mean, in high school I batted leadoff, so that's something where I'm very comfortable, but anywhere they put me, I'm ready to go.
Hit a one-hopper off the wall here at Duncan Field for a double. Talk about playing in this park. It don't hit very many out, but an opportunity to get pretty close in one of your first hits as a Sodbuster.
That's pretty cool. I mean, just thinking about it, I already heard that's the Trevor Matson swing. Always gonna hear it because he put one out, so I gotta do one eventually, maybe soon.
But he was also a doubles guy. Were you a home run hitter in high school, or are you more of a gap guy?
No, I'm definitely more of a gap guy. I get a lot of singles, doubles, and I steal a lot of bases.
As far as the outfield spot, do you have a preference? Do you like center, left, right, or do you play any infield spots? It's always been outfield for you.
No, it's always been outfield. Personally, I like playing center field just because I have the most open range to go left and right.
Talking with Ty Matson, and you've already got your college plans in order. Tell us a bit about where you're going to play in college ball.
So I'll be going to Palomar Community College in San Marcos, California.
Tell us a bit about that college. What attracted you there?
They actually have a really good program that I've been really interested in, and I was able to get into contact with the coach, and he came out to a game or two, and they offered me to come out there and play for them. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Is that a 2-year school? Is that an opportunity to set the foundation for 2 years and then maybe go on to a 4-year school?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a 2-year, so I want to transfer out after 2 years.
So an opportunity, do they have quite a few guys who get a chance to go on to the Division I level, or where's a guy from Palomar Junior College usually end up?
Yeah, they have a lot of guys going to the D1 level. They got a guy going to Santa Barbara, TCU, Long Beach. There's a whole list of them, so I think the opportunity there is really good.
Talking with Ty Matson, how special is it to have a chance to get at-bats against potential D1 pitchers here before you even get to college? How much does this maybe set the table as you get set to go to college?
It's been great. That's one thing I was looking at when I was coming out here. I was like, 54 games, that's perfect before going into college season, and I'm really excited for all those ABs.
What about academics? Have you thought about that aspect of your life? What do you plan on majoring in? What do you see as the long-term goal at this point?
I want to major in business administration. There's a lot of wide variety of things to do than that, and that's what my brothers did, and also my dad.
Any business that intrigues you, that piques your interest as you hit college?
Not in particular. My dad's in the trash truck business, so maybe something with that.
Ty Matson, he is one of the leaders, very young in his career, just a high school grad, but has already shown his worth to the Hastings Sodbusters. He's our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein.
All right, replaying that interview with Ty's chance to meet the guys. That's one of the fun things about summer, as we are in rain delay mode and hopefully going to be getting rolling again here very shortly at Duncan Field. We're in the second inning between Hastings and Casper, and no score between the Sodbusters and Spuds. Not the only game going on today in the Independence League, is Ryan Valenta back alongside.
Sawtooth Sockeyes taking on the Badlands Big Sticks. Big Sticks, best record in the division so far with a 10-1 record. They are trailing Sawtooth 2-0. Spearfish and Oahe playing in Pierre in South Dakota. They are scoreless end of the third inning. And a couple teams we've faced so far, the Prospects in Nebraska and the Fremont Moo, scoreless in Fremont. They just got underway at the start of the first inning, and our game's scoreless today, so that's the only action so far. So we'll keep an eye on those, and hopefully that the guys look getting their energy out and hopefully staying loose, and fingers crossed we're hopefully set to go here soon.
And the first game of the day going to Casper by a count of 7-1. Yesterday in the Independence League, Spearfish beat Oahe 8-3. It was Nebraska over Fremont by a score of 8-5, and Badlands defeated Sawtooth. The score of that one was 10-4. As mentioned, the other games going on today. This Casper Spud squad, they are not to be confused with the Casper Horseheads, the organization of the Spuds moving from Caldwell, Idaho. This is the third year for that franchise, and they were the Canyon County Spuds, but they replace the team in Casper. Last year, Canyon County went 27-26. Casper a 17-37 record. So kind of a new look Independence League. Badlands stays, Fremont's back. Casper's got basically a new franchise. Spearfish returns. Then the Oahe Zap, they replace Pierre. Pierre was in the league for a while, but it's just basically a new team, a new moniker with the Oahe Zap playing their ball in Pierre. And then, of course, the Hastings Sodbusters. Then you've got the two road-only teams, if you will, the Nebraska Prospects Dynamite. Oh, my goodness, they have almost all of their guys back from last year, and they are a very talented crew. A lot of Division I guys on that team. And then you've got the Sawtooth Sockeyes. Sodbusters aren't going to be playing them this year. Sawtooth, they play their ball in Idaho, and they're basically not a member of the Independence League, but they worked out a scheduling agreement that they're going to play a bunch of road games against the westernmost teams in the Independence League, so they're getting an opportunity to play those, to allow some of the western teams to fill out their schedule. And then this league going to be playing a split schedule. We'll be playing the first half up until June 25th, not January. That would be a long time, and I wouldn't want to call the games in the snow in December. But it'll be June 25th for the end of the first half, and then they'll start the second half. If both teams win, if one team win both halves, then the team with the second best overall record would make the playoffs, and they'll play a 5-game series at the end of the year. So that's kind of the background on the Independence League. We're in rain delay mode here at Duncan Field, and it looks like teams are getting out and getting warmed up again, and we hope and believe that we're going to have a little more Sodbuster baseball. And you hate it for a guy like Dalton Juden. And if you're the head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters, Joel Skipper, what do you do with Dalton? I mean, Dalton has pitched 2 really good innings, maybe hoping to extend him out a little bit, but after this break, will we see him again? That'll be one of the questions, one of the sidelights, if and when we get back to baseball.
Yeah, definitely kryptonite for a lot of starting pitchers. You like to get in a rhythm, get in a routine, go out about every 10, 15 minutes or so, but for Dalton, he's been sitting around for a while, playing catch out there in left field right now, but yeah, if you sit down for a long time, you're not actually throwing pitches, can mess with you a little bit, so no fun for any starting pitcher. We'll have to see how Dalton does after the break, and he'll have to wait even a bit too, because Hastings currently up to bat right now. We saw that ground out of Josh Printer to start the game, or start the inning rather, and right after that, and we saw pitcher fall off the mound, and good thing they didn't twist his knee. We thought that may be a problem. Came up holding his knee, but able to walk off the field and didn't want to do that at all. So we're gonna see the Sodbusters in the second inning, and then we'll see how both starting pitchers fare the rest of the way.
And Brayton Wilmus, he was the aforementioned pitcher. He's another guy. Will he even come back out after that little scare, and will he be in action when the Sodbusters do return to the field? Now, the Sodbusters probably have a little more versatility than Casper, because Casper's had a few days off because of the rain. Sodbusters have 4 days coming up, so you would think that almost everybody who maybe didn't pitch in the last couple of days would be available. I think of Shaw, Jake Shaw, the potential closer for this team. He hasn't been in action for a while, and Jacob, I'd love to see him today. You may want to get him an inning or two before this game's over with 4 days off, so you would think that they would have almost everybody available and maybe want to get a few guys in, particularly if Dalton can't go anymore. It may be a bullpen game. We may see 2 or 3 guys going here before this baby's over.
Yeah, we definitely won't see probably the pitchers from last game, but hopefully everybody else available. We saw Tex Cook, Adam DeBoer, Tanner Johnson last game, but other pitchers that we've seen this season, hopefully good to go. Connor Sholay, we've seen out of the bullpen a couple times. Braden Anderson, he's made a start, but mainly been out of the bullpen. Got a couple guys just joining the team, not quite in uniform yet. We saw number 1, haven't mentioned his name yet, Braden Mackey down in the dugout. He is nursing a shoulder injury, so the Sodbusters are shutting him down for the first part of the season, but after talking with Scott and Joel, hope to see him some time later in the season. You also got Caden Cusella, who's been a little shaky in his 2 appearances. Could see him out of the bullpen, as well as Marcus Miller. He made the start earlier in the week, but he's a starter, so probably won't see him. So got a couple options here, but obviously with the limited amount of pitchers you have right now, you want to stick with Dalton Juden as long as you can.
And it will be fascinating to see how it all goes. The Sodbusters are ready to bat. Casper has not retaken the field yet, although they did get down the line and play some catch. We expect that we're going to go with Sodbuster baseball here very shortly from Duncan Field. Today's game brought to you by Blue Ford Kitchen, Hastings College, Core CPAs, the Hastings Visitors Bureau, also by Aloe, Pepsi, and Coach's Corner, and Jerry Spady Chevrolet, the Nebraska Lottery, and Fisk Chiropractic. Sodbusters under first-year head man Joel Skipper. He's the head coach for Hastings College. He's been with the Broncos for a couple of years. This past year they went 12-34, 6-20 in the GPAC. It's his first head coaching job there at Hastings College, a Michigan native. He was an assistant at D2 Davenport University, led them to the first conference title since moving up from NAIA. He was also an assistant at D3 Calvin University in 2019 and 2020. Corey Caranda, his graduate assistant at Hastings College, is the current assistant. We expect to see another guy come in before summer's over, as Vinny Cerrone, supposed to be the pitching coach for the squad. He has not arrived yet, and so that did prompt Scott Galusha. He's had a chance to be an assistant coach here for a couple of the games here, and he really enjoys that role. Scott has to do so many different things. It's almost nice when go be an assistant coach and not have to deal with some of the administrative stuff that he always has to deal with. As he is back in the administrative role today with Corey Caranda back in uniform. It is a league mandate. You have to have 2 coaches in the on the team, and so that's why Scott has kind of been serving as one of the coaches here the last few games. A lot of versatility for Scott Galusha here for this Hastings Sodbuster team. Hastings and Casper getting set to return to action. Now, like I say, it looks like the Sodbusters are ready to hit. Casper will hopefully be taking the field. They're kind of huddling around in that first base dugout. Again, it was a 60% chance of rain, but it turned into 100% chance there for a while as we had a decent shower, and so that did shut things down, but we appear to be very close to restarting things here at Duncan Field. If you want to get details at HastingsSodbusters.com, you can do that and see the schedule for the upcoming games, as we have that in front of us now, but not home until a week from Monday.
And guess who we play?
Casper again?
The same team. It's more of the same for the opening part of the season, playing a lot of the The same guys at home. We actually will not play anyone other than Fremont or Casper at home in the month of June. First time we see a different opponent will be the Nebraska Prospects. We'll have them for a 3-game series in the second full week of July. We'll welcome Oahe to Duncan Field the next series. And then towards the end of the season, kind of the last week before the playoffs, we will see the powerhouse Badland Big Sticks in the last week of July, as well as other road trips to Spearfish. We'll take a trip to Badlands, a couple to Badlands earlier than that, and then last regular season game will be July 30th with potential playoffs after that.
As Casper has retaken the field, and it looks like Braden Wilmus will return. You kind of wondered, he was probably right on that edge of being able to come back and pitch, or do you just shut him down for the day? But Wilmus will return with 1 out, nobody on in the second of a scoreless game. Casper, like I say, they probably have to be a little more concerned with their pitching situation. Now, they're off tomorrow, but they continue their schedule as they'll get right back to it on Tuesday. As the warm-ups are done, and we return to action here. It's summer baseball after we sat through what is officially a 36-minute rain delay. The Sodbusters will have Tyler Welch coming to the bat, as Welch is 0 for 5 for this summer season at .236 in the spring, and the first pitch hit him. Again, you kind of wonder, oh boy, what's it going to be like when you come back? And well, Wilmus's first pitch gets away, and the Sodbusters have their second base runner of the game. And that'll be Mark Chavez. Chavez is the third baseman for the Sodbusters here in game number 2. 1 for 7. His last action was this past Monday when he went 1 for 4 against Nebraska for his only hit of the year. Small lead at first, and this one off the fist, caught after a hit batsman. Next pitch is an out, unsuccessful in advancing the runner, so 2 pitches have resulted in a base runner and an out. There's 1 on 2 outs now for Nolan Oliver.
Yeah, you like the first pitch swing there most times. If you see a good pitch, you want to hit it, but sometimes those pitches just aren't the best, and Sodbusters wasting a lot of good chances making weak contact.
And Nolan Oliver still trying to get it going. He's batting in the 7th spot today, 0 for 12 on the year with a run scored. His last outing, one of the games against Fremont when he went 0 for 1. Here's the pitch, a little bit low. As chance to see Nolan Oliver. He's got a 2-ball, no strike count. Runner at first, 2 outs of a scoreless tie. Sodbusters have the only hit of the game. That was a 1-out single from Marcos Cabranes, who has the only hits of the day for the Hastings Sodbusters. We're in the second game of the doubleheader. Pitch is in there for strike 1. Sodbusters had 1 hit in losing 7-1. Cabranes gets a 1-out single in the first inning of the second game. 2-1 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball right side. That is going to be chased down by the second baseman. A turn, a throw to first. Amazing. The Casper Spuds have been flashing the leather on the right side of the infield today. This time it's Easton Smith. The first game, Chandler Stocking. And that is an amazing throw out, and the Sodbusters will not score. We head to inning number 3. It is 0-0, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Bring you Sodbuster Baseball as we head to the third inning. Casper and Hastings are scoreless. And folks still abuzz about the play of Easton Smith as he threw basically from his back to gun down Nolan Oliver at first. And Nolan, not a slow runner. able to get down the line in pretty good shape, but that was an amazing play for the Casper second baseman, and he's going to be the first man to come to the plate here in inning number 3, and it will be Dalton Juden. Kind of wondered, would he be back out there? And Dalton does get his third inning of work after about a half-hour delay, and you think he probably was right on the brink of not bringing him back.
Yeah, this is, like we said, we want to use the bullpen efficiently, and Dalton back out there and get him tuned up too. You know, even if there's a long delay, unless you're physically hurting, only having a starting outing of 2 innings pitch, even though this is only a 7-inning game, just doesn't do too much for a starting pitcher, and forms of their confidence and their routine can mess them up. So trying to get Dalton in a rhythm here. And the aforementioned Easton Smith made that amazing play at second, will be the first batter.
Has seen limited playing time. Of course, the Casper Spuds only playing their 6th game compared to the Hastings Sodbusters playing their 10th. As first pitch is swung on and fouled away. Easton Smith 1 for 3 so far this season. Yep, sorry about that.
We'll see how Juden responds. Wow, that one at the head there of Smith and able to duck out of the way. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Casper. Again, just a 7-inning game as part of a 2-game doubleheader here at Duncan Field for both teams. Hit the road. Fly ball to center field. Should be pretty easy for Lane Shires. Right on the money. After Shires takes a couple steps to his left and puts that away easy for out number 1.
As Ryan Valenta back in to do the play-by-play here in inning 3, 4, and 5.
Here's Austin Jones. And it appears this is our beer batter of the game. And now with the overcast sky and the cool weather, perfect inning. And lined over second base over the head of Grant Jones. So Jones lines it over the head of Jones for a single, as that pitch is a 1-out single. Jones wasting no time with that single there. Turns it over to the top of the order. Elijah Reeves stands in. Grounded out in his last appearance. Jones at first. Takes strike 1. Reeves hitless in game 1. Did reach on a walk in the first inning and scored. And knocked in a run in the 5th. Pickoff throw to first. Reeves leading off, playing center field both games. Curveball's up high for ball 1 rather. So Juden working from the stretch. 1-1, catches the outside corner for strike 2. Good pitch on the outside half there. See if you can't locate that in the same spot, but maybe with a slider or curveball. Runner goes, and that pitch is a slider, but bounce in the dirt, and runner at first. Jones took off even before Juden started his delivery. No chance to throw Jones out at second, and he has second base stolen. So count goes to 2-2 for Jones, his second stolen base of the year. Ground ball to the right side, backhanded at second by Jones. Slide to first, and he's out. Great play by Grant Jones to his right. Able to throw out Reeves, who took a head-first dive into first base, something you don't see too often. He's retired for out number 2, and Jones advances to third on the ground out.
Good second base play on both sides. Jones probably taking away a run by getting that. Now we'll see if Juden can finish the inning.
Here's Matthew Marsick. Takes strike 1 and bats with 2 outs. Ground out in the first inning. Juden working. And it gets off the mask of Cabranes, and that's a wild pitch and will allow Jones to come home and score. Just hit off the wrong part of the mask, and Cabranes not too happy with himself for not able to keep that one in front of him. as Jones scores the first run of the game, and without the benefit, Casper will score one. The one-out single comes around to score. Now the count's 0-1 with 2 outs. 1-1 rather. Fouled back. Look out, concourse. So Casper on the board first in the 3rd inning. Just 1 hit, stolen base, and a ground out, and a wild pitch scores the first run. So as the case for 8 of the 9 games, the Sodbusters concede the run first in the game. 0-2 to Marsick, bounced in there for ball 1. Juden for the Sodbusters, alongside brother Fred, both making their Sodbuster debut. Right back to Juden. He knocks it down. He'll underhand to first in time for the outs, and we'll have to check on Juden and see if he's all right. Looked like that hit him in the glove. Heard a lot of leather flash and runs off. Probably hand stings a little bit there, but Dalton appears none the worse for it as he records the 1-3 putout to end the Casper 3rd inning. They score 1, don't leave any on 1 hit, and Sodbusters will send their men to bat in the bottom of the 3rd right after this.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Bottom of the 3rd inning. You are watching and listening to Sodbuster Baseball at Duncan Field, bringing you game number 10 of the Sodbuster 2023 season. Ty Matson digging in against Braden Wilmes, taking strike 1. Wilmes working quickly, foul ball just over our heads. And Wilmes quickly ahead, 0-2. Wilmes just misses outside with that fastball, not by much. Scoreless appearance so far, just the hit to Marcos Cabranes in the 1st inning allowed. Off speed is high and tight for ball 2. Matson playing left field this game, played center field in game 1. Leads off the 3rd. Hit to left center field, and pretty well. That's going to find the gap and get down for a base hit. Matson, a big turnaround first, but throws down the anchor as he will settle for a leadoff single. Sodbuster's 2nd hit and first of the day for Ty Matson.
I'll tell you what, this Casper squad's so solid defensively. Matthew Marsick, I thought that baby was going to maybe get by him and get all the way to the wall. Not only did he stop it, unleashed a great throw. I thought Matson definitely had 2 off the bat, but didn't happen.
Matson at first. Got to pay a little bit of attention to him on the bases. And fouls that off. This is Lane Shires, 9-hole hitter. Shires did not see action in game 1. He bats here as a 9-hole hitter in game 2. Pickoff throw to first. Not in time. As I mentioned, have to keep an eye on Matson at first base. Hasn't stolen a base yet this year. Has been caught twice, but there's always a time for a first.
0-1. Shires shows bunt. Pick throw to first is over the head of the first baseman, and Matson will advance to second on the throwing error from Austin Jones behind the plate. So there's a break for the Sodbusters.
Haven't had many, but you need to find a way to make those hurt. And Hastings just has not been able to do that this year. But runner at second, nobody out. We'll see if Shires is bunting again to try to get that runner to third with only one man out.
So with nobody out, we'll see how and if. Still bunting, pulls back for ball 2. As Wilmus misses. So Austin Jones behind the plate, replacing Mac Wilkins early in the first game. Had to figure he might have been in the game this one. There's the bunt again, but that is just missed and gets away from Jones, but no advance for Matson. So not a foul ball trickled by Jones, but not far enough for Matson to get to third base. Now with 2 strikes. Shires, ground ball up the middle, back to the pitcher. He looks the runner back and throws to first in time for out number 1. Good play by Braden Wilmus. Pitcher keeping Matson at second, and got to credit Matson for keeping close enough to the bag at second and not running into an out at third base.
But disappointed not to move the runner along. I'm sure Lane Shires not going to be happy with that. We'll see what the top of the order can get done.
It's Grant Jones. That will be the top of the order for the Sodbusters. Takes the ball 1 downstairs. Jones playing left field in game 1, second base this game. 0 for 3 with a walk. Takes ball 2 inside. Big brother Nick Jones getting this game off. Crack to right field. Burke is over and makes the jumping catch. Matson tags at second and heads to third, and he will make it standing up, as that was a missile to right field, and Burke made that play on a hop. But productive out as Jones able to sacrifice over Matson to third. And here's the guy you want at the plate, Marcos Cabranes, with the tying run at third base.
Casper continues to flash the outfield leather. Oh my goodness, I thought that was going to be over his head, and extra bases. Sodbusters still have to work.
Cabranes takes strike 1, breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. Sodbusters have 3 total hits today. Cabranes with 2 of them, both singles. Ground ball to the left side, and over to first is Stocking. He makes the play and hustles off the field into the dugout. That's out number 3 as the Sodbusters strand the tying run at third base. Through 3 complete, Casper holds a 1-0 advantage. Hastings with 2 hits to Casper's 1. As Juden will come back out to the mound, we will have the top of the 4th right after this.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
We are through 3 complete here in Hastings. Casper holding the 1-0 advantage over the Sodbusters. Sodbusters still looking for their first win of the 2023 season. They have dropped their first 9 to other Independence League opponents. Fremont Moo and the Nebraska Prospects, most notable with He lost to the Spearfish Sasquatch, sandwiched in between them. Here's Dalton Juden, back out for his 4th inning. Just 41 pitches through 3 for Dalton. 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and a strikeout. Casper scoring that run in the last inning. There's the strike on the outside edge fastball. 9-hole hitter Austin Jones for Casper reached on a single, stole second, advanced to third on a ground out, and scored on a wild pitch. Speaking of ground balls, there's one to Grant Jones at second base. Easy play as he makes the out, coming charging in. He retires Chase Burke. There's one away.
As you hate to say it, but it's kind of uh-oh situation for the Sodbusters. You give up kind of a soft run, and the way the offense is going, you hope that's not the difference in the game.
Big swing and a miss from Yariel Diaz for strike 1. Juden working to the right side and caught on a line by Josh Printer at first base. A soft sinking line drive and finds the glove of Josh Printer at first. 2 up, 2 down for Dalton Juden.
Printer, a couple of athletic plays over at first. Remember, he saved an error earlier in this game at first base, so good to see him kind of maybe settling into that position.
So 2 quick outs for Dalton Juden. He'll face Nathan Martinez. Martinez, the third baseman this game, played shortstop last game. Singled and drove in a couple of runs. First pitch swinging in the air to right center field. Very, very deep, and that gets in the gap in front of the 405 sign. Martinez in at second. He'll hold there with a 2-out double. And that ball just kept carrying and way out of the reach of Shires and Frank in the gap.
Huge at bat coming up here. The Sodbusters have had a heck of a time getting out of innings without these little add-on runs, and so runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and this is a pretty large at bat that you feel like, even though it's only 1-0 in the 4th.
You don't see extra base hits a lot from Casper coming into the game. Just 9 extra base hits of their 49 regular hits. 7 doubles and 2 triples coming into the game with no home runs. Both teams on the field yet to hit the team to not hit a home run. Sodbusters have had a couple on the road. From Gage Frank, Cannon Coakley to name a few. Juden behind 2-0, off speed, is grounded foul down the left side. So Chandler Stocking. Last out for the Casper Spuds. He'll try to drive in. A run there. Martinez off second. And curveball misses, not by much, on the outer half. So the count goes 3-1. And Stocking is a guy coming into today hitting .357. Don't want to leave anything out of the plate for him. That's ball 4 up high. So 2 straight have reached, double and a walk. Puts 2 on with 2 out. And Dalton Juden will face Brock Melenda, the Spud designated hitter. Melenda left-hander. 2 hits in the first game, including a triple. Walked and then struck out in his last plate appearance, so good day for him in game 1, 2 for 3. And this game so far, grounded out to third base. That was that athletic play Steve talked about by Printer, having to come off the base and tagging Melenda as he ran down the line. Juden behind 2-0. Ground out and a line out. Started this inning. Now a double and a walk. Sets our stage here in the 4th. 2-0 is too high for ball 3. Now the wheels are turning for Juden. "13 pitches this inning for Juden so far, just 2 outs. Juden and Oliver at short, making sure they're on the same page and keeping Martinez there, and we'll have Printer and Cabranes come out to the mound to visit here, and just making sure they're on the same page right now, and theoretically you might not need to worry about them. You're already at a 3-0 count to Melinda here.
If nothing else, maybe it gives Juden an extra moment to try to regather himself as he started innocently enough, ground out, little line out, but double and walk, and hopefully this puts the reset button here for the Hastings Sodbuster right-hander as he tries to survive this 4th inning with no damage done.
An infield mound visit there. See if Melinda's swinging 3-0. He's not, and takes a strike. So there's strike 1. Still need a couple more. Juden ready, Melinda ready. The pitch, fouled back for strike 2. Melinda just under that one. Fastball 2, not going to get too much better of a pitch to hit. Juden ready, payoff pitch, runners will be on the move. And curveball, backdoor is just outside and does not get the call. That's a bases, that is a walk to load the bases. And brings up Easton Smith, 8-hole hitter. And chance for the Spuds now to keep their foot on the gas. First visit from Joel Skipper, manager for the Hastings Sodbusters. Saw some walking around and down the left field line. Not much throwing going on, so kind of a strategy visit for Joel. And as we mentioned, this got to get as many innings out of Juden as you can. Ideally, you'd like him to finish this inning, get that last out, and leave the last 3 innings for your relief guys. You've got a couple that can go multiple innings. We've seen Connor Sholay go multiple innings in his 2 appearances. He's pitched at least 2. And speaking of Connor, he's the guy waltzing around in the bullpen down there. He's the guy that can go multiple innings. Saw Tanner Johnson last game. Seen Jacob Shaw, primarily a 1-inning guy. You want to use him more for late inning games. We saw Adam DeBoer relieve in game 1-2. So back to work. Juden delivers a strike to Easton Smith. Flew out the Shires in center his first time up. Yeah, double walk sets the stage. Ground ball to the left side. Oliver scoops it nicely, steps on second for the force out, and no damage done as Juden able to get out of the inning unscathed, and pat on the back to his shortstop Oliver for getting him out of that inning. Casper does get a hit. They strand the bases loaded. They still hold a 1-0 advantage. Bottom of the 4th coming up on Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate wood-bat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic.com. Start feeling better now.
Insured and a licensed company that will offer you the highest quality gutter repair,
Happy Sunday from Duncan Field. Thanks for spending your Sunday afternoon and evening with us as Ryan Valenta and Steve Stein bring you Game 2 of a 2-game doubleheader between the Hastings Sodbusters and Casper Spuds. Supposed to be a 4-game home series this Thursday through Sunday. Got through our game on Thursday in Fremont. Friday, Saturday versus Casper rained out, and here we are playing 2 for the Casper Spuds. Hit the road, and Sodbusters will begin their 4-game days off after this game here. So here's Gage Frank as he bats with the bases empty, 1-1 counts, and that's high for ball 2, 2-1. And back with us again as Frank takes ball 3 downstairs is GM and owner Scott Galusha. Scott, talking to you on a little better terms, just 1 run down here besides the time we talked to you last.
You know, you're right. Dalton's doing a great job and was excited that he could come back after the break. He's throwing first pitch strikes. That young man's working really hard, and he's got a lot better just in the 3 starts we've had him. So we're real happy about that. We just got to do better situationally. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, okay, same things are happening, right? But they get down.
Josh Printer with a shot into left center field, and what a catch by Reeves. Frank's all the way around second base. He retreats to first, and he will somehow make it back. You've got to be kidding me. What a play by Reeves in center field, and that even gets a little applause from the Sodbuster baseball.
And it should. That's a beautiful play. That kid got a great jump on the ball and caught that about 380 feet from home on full stride. So hats off to him. Their second baseman also has made several outstanding plays. So you just got to take your hat off to that. And we just need a break, and we just can't get a break.
Just seems like that. I mean, we've got to have one go our way sometimes.
That's right.
But that middle infield has been dynamite for the Spuds.
You know, baseball, it usually evens out at some point, and so we're hoping that it's going to do that at some point for us because, you know, we executed well defensively, and with 2 outs, we bounce a pitch, and they get a run. We have a good at bat, couldn't get the butt down, but a hard ball, but it's right back to the pitcher. We can't get the runners moving. And then Grant Jones crushes the ball to right that they run down. And we just have to find a barrel, keep finding barrels, keep working hard, and one of these days something's going to fall for us. But another stellar defensive play by this team, and you got to just give them credit. They're beating us all the way around and making plays when they need to, and hats off to them.
You got to give credit where credit is due, except just got to start hitting them where they ain't. Here's Tyler Welsh, was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Frank able to scamper back to first on that long, loud flyout to Reeves in center field. There's ball 2 up high, so 2-2. A couple different guys in the lineup today, Welsh and Chavez in game 2 getting the start. So
well, continue to rotate, continue to find what we got, see who's going to play over there. And, you know, Chavez has made some plays. That he's supposed to make over there, which is good. Another good at bat by Welsh, and you know we're keeping the pressure on him. So good things. I really like this group. They're good kids. They're listening. They're working hard. You know, you just got to make your own luck sometimes, and you just got to have who's going to be the guy that gets a big hit for us.
Sodbusters with action on the bases in all 4 innings so far. They've pretty decent opportunity here, and just 2 hits to show, but keeping the pressure on Wilmus in the on the pitcher's mound. Now at 45 pitches, ground ball to the left side. Diving stop by Stocking, keeps it in front and will force out Welsh at second base. And
another very, very good play by the Spuds defense.
Can't buy an opponent error in this time.
Well, and again, I thought that ball when he hit it had a chance to get in the hole, but they did a good job at giving up his body, keeping it in front, and putting the pressure on us with 2 outs again. But a pretty good at bat here. Pretty good at bat. Not great, but a pretty good at bat. And so now we need a 2-out hit. We just haven't got many of those this time around, and hopefully Nolan Oliver can do that for us.
Oliver batting. Got game 1 off, and Oliver, one of the few with some extra tape on that handle, and
No batting gloves.
No batting gloves. I was gonna say,
love it.
I would be, if it were me, I would throw the bat at the pitcher every time. I don't understand how the guys do it, but
yeah, I like the guy that doesn't have any batting gloves. I did that when I was a golfer. I didn't like to have a glove very often. I like having my hand on the club, so I like what he's doing, and he's had a better approach the last few times up, and let's see if he can find some grass for us.
Hate to bring it up, but Oliver still looking for his first hit of the year's. Been on game a couple times, but that pitch will get out of play. Like I've talked with Steve Scott, we're pretty good at speaking things into existence in the booth. When we mention something, it usually happens, so we're kind of trying to do that here, I guess.
Well, he's got pretty good timing there for him. He just got to stick to his two-stroke approach here and punch one through.
Runners on the corners. Pitches inside and right near the kneecap of Oliver, but just misses him for ball 2. So 2-2 now with 2 outs, and got to figure this is about as good an opportunity as ever.
Yep.
Ouch.
Good job. Good at bat. Way to fight. That was a good pitch. Low in the zone, inside half of the plate. So a good job to foul that one off and waste it. But again, we've had a chance to score every inning. We just haven't got that 2-out hit. And they're making plays to put us in these situations, and they're going to keep doing it until we figure it out.
Just 1 run for Casper, and a swing and a miss by Oliver. Chase the breaking ball down low and away. So the Sodbusters will strand the runners on the corners with 2 outs. They do not score as we can go to the 5th inning. Casper leads 1-0. We'll be right back with the Sodbusters and Scott Galusha. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
4 complete here at Duncan Field. Casper holding a 1-0 advantage over the Sodbusters. Ryan Valenta alongside in the booth with General Manager co-owner Scott Galusha. Played through 5 here, and we've got our big guy Dalton Juden back on the mound. We've seen him been pretty good so far, just 1 run on 2 hits, and in a 7-inning game, you'd say it's a situation where you're saving your arms, but you're off for the next 4 days.
Yeah,
so.
He's doing a good job, and that's what we want him to do. He's thrown first strike. This is the best day he's had for us this year, first pitch strike. And look what happens when you throw first pitch strikes.
Matson over to the line, and yep, there it is.
Get on top. In early action pitches is so valuable in a summer league like this when everybody is worried about pitching, and so it's so important that you can try to get through some innings and just have to be aggressive, especially here at Duncan Field. Just get it in there. Don't beat yourself, and chances are we're going to be able to run it down.
Yep, good defenses here at Duncan Field. Large dimensions here down the line. Very large dimensions to the fence as there's a base hit from Elijah Reeves. And going back to mention, there's a 5 in a row, 5 innings, all 5 innings that Juden's able to retire the first batter, but
absolutely, we call that get the leader, and so he's done a good job at that and did it again. And you know what Reeves did, he's a nice player. I talked to him last night, had a nice conversation. Nice young man. He's going to be successful whatever he does. And
Juden box trying to pick off the runner, and as we've seen a couple times, spud runners on first base start running before the pitcher delivers, and Juden moved that front foot first, and so now Reeves has second anyways.
Yep. But anyway, Elijah, nice young man, done a good job for him. Took away a run for us last inning defensively. Another good at bat. But one thing I really like about that, and we haven't quite figured that out yet, but he didn't try to hit that one 500 feet. He just tried to put the barrel on the ball and let us supply the power, and just punched it right into left field. Didn't try to do too much, and good things happen when you do that.
As there's a swing and a miss by Matthew Marsick, and bounces in there. Cabranes not able to put a body on that, and that goes all the way to the screen, allowing Reeves to go to third. And something that Sodbusters have struggled with in the early season so far is errors. 23 errors in 9 games, but just one last inning. Pretty clean game so far. It seems like the defense has come through now with the infield in.
We made an error last. Go foul.
And that will go fair down the left field line as Marsick with a double scoring Reeves, and back-to-back hits scores the second Casper run.
Yeah, and therein lies the bigger problem that I see right now for us is we call it free 90s. I mean, Elijah, give him all the credit in the world. He had a solid single to left, deserves it. They're going on first move, and they went on first move, caused the balk, free 90 there. We get a swing and a miss, but can't keep the ball in front. And so then they were at third base with 1 out. A ground ball scores a run. And we have not been successful along those in those spots, and the other team has. And it's age-old in sports. When things are going bad or things are not going your way, we have to do everything we can, and we're working so hard to generate anything. And then, again, had another opportunity to score last inning, and we come out and 2 pitches, and there was a runner on third base with 1 out. And, I feel a little bit better about it that it was a double and it wasn't just a normal ground ball. But, again, we've been unlucky. I mean, Lane Shires got down 0-2, had a good at-bat, hit a solid ground ball, but right back to the pitcher. If that ball's anywhere else, we have a runner on third. The next fly ball to right scores a run. But those are things that we're not doing. And that's why it ends up being 2-0 on the scoreboard, is they're doing little things right, and we are not. And on top of that, we're getting a little unlucky, but that you make your own luck. And we just have to do better at the little things of baseball. And the guys are just trying too hard, and they're pressing, and they're in today's world, they're on social media all the time, so they're getting questions from their friends and family. Well, how come we haven't done this? How come we haven't done that? Well, it's because right now still we're playing like 9-10 guys. We've got to play one. We've got to be better than the sum of our parts, and that's what we preach all the time, and that's what Joel's preaching all the time. He's doing a fantastic job, and I know it's driving him mad that we can't get over the hump, because we know this roster is good. They just have not put things together, and we just have not put ourselves in positive situations, and we're looking for bad things to happen, and when that happens, boy, they come, don't they?
Yeah, and that's going to be the end of the line for Dalton Juden. He pitches 4 1/3, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs to the moment. He's responsible for Marsick on second. They'll bring on Connor Sholay to try and keep this a 2-run game. And Scott, we've noticed the offense, especially for Casper so far, if it was either 3 or 4 pitches, I know the first 2 were first pitch swinging batters. Yeah. Jones had a fly out to left field, and Reeves singled. But first pitch swing, it can go either way. Some coaches like it, some coaches don't. You can go by the philosophy you want to go attack the first pitch if it's there, or if you want to. Some coaches say you want to take a couple pitches. What's your take on swinging first pitch?
Well, first of all, it's got to be by the kid. In a grander scheme of things, I say I don't care if you swing early, but you better barrel it. That's what we want. We want to make sure. We talk about plate discipline, and we want you to go up there looking for one pitch in one spot, which means I don't mean you shouldn't be swinging at a strike. You should be looking at a particular location. If you get that pitch in location, then fine. Matter of fact, me personally, I like to teach location. I really don't care if it's a breaking ball or a fastball, because if you're looking location, you get it, then go get it. But also my main theory is it's got to be situational. You got to understand time and score, what I called it, and what you got to do in the box, and what's your job at that particular at bat. And I think that's important, and we're missing that a little bit right now.
So Connor Sholay comes on to relieve Dalton Juden. He'll inherit Matthew Marsick at second. Here's Chase Burke. And Scott, this is a guy who, in Connor Sholay, he just got here Tuesday, and he's already pitched twice and been scoreless so far.
He's really good. He's I call him a slinger. he's one of those guys that, oh, that's us. You got to throw the ball.
And Cabranes,
gosh,
not able to throw to third as Burke in the box is kind of backing away with him, and they're asking maybe for an.
Well, Ryan, I got you on this one.
What's it called?
That probably would have been a interference, but our guy's got to throw it. You got to throw it. If he's in your way, you still have to throw it. And we didn't throw the ball, and we didn't throw the ball because of the situation. But because we didn't throw it, that means there's no interference.
So stolen base for Marsick. He's now at third with just one out. And like the letter of the law says, if the batter impedes the catcher's motion. So, I mean, that's why Skipper's making an argument there. He's saying that, well, Cabranes couldn't throw it, but
got to let it go.
Got to let it go, and if it hits the guy, you'll get the call.
Yep. If there's not contact, okay, you've got to throw the ball. And, again, those are little things that don't show up in box scores. Marcos was going to throw him out. I know he got a pretty good jump, but Marcos was going to throw him out. And we're back to that same situation, less than 2 outs and a runner on third.
Pitch way inside, and that's ball 4 on 4 straight for Sholay. So inauspicious start for the right-hander from Colorado. We just mentioned just got in town on Tuesday, pitched in his Sodbuster debut on Tuesday, had another outing on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so far he's been scoreless in 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Opponents just hitting .071 against Sholay so far, and
he's got good stuff. He's got strikeout stuff. He's got swing and miss stuff. Just needs to throw to continue to pound the zone, and when he does that, matter of fact, I still think he's going to get out of this. I think he's going to get this guy swinging is my guess, but he's got to get on top.
And it looks like Burke over there at first is a little antsy, and with 1 out here, runner on third, Scott, if you're Cabranes, do you throw through here and try and get the out of second base?
I don't think you do. I think you got to lean. You've got to get a break going your way, and I just don't think we can give up another run without them using the bat. So I think you got to make them earn this and just go ahead and take it. Again, there we go. We got
they've got the runner hung up on third. Great bluff by.
Right.
See if they can execute the rundown.
Get
over to Chavez, now to Sholay, and the glove comes off, and he will be safe. As you've got to be kidding. Marsick knocks the glove off of Sholay as he went for the tag. And Marsick is safe at home, and going all the way to third is Burke. That was perfectly executed play as the shortstop Oliver came in to cut off the throw, and they got Marsick in a rundown. But after all that and just the way everything's been going so far, the run scores.
Yeah, I guess that kind of sums up what the weekend's been. Again, great execution by Joel and his staff. Our players did everything right, and yet I guess not everything right because we didn't hold on to the ball.
Yep.
And kind of the rule of thumb is you want to have hand on ball, ball and glove, and but that's happening pretty fast, and unfortunately knocked the glove and the ball out of his hand, and just another break that doesn't go our way after good execution.
Nothing towards Sholay at all. And no swing there by Diaz. He checked his swing.
I think that's a right call.
It's as pitchers you got to do your fielding drills and rundown drills too. But normally you want to keep a pitcher out of the rundown. But Sholay kind of was just forced into that rundown with too many throws there. 2-2 pitches lofted to center field. Shires will make the catch. Runner tags at third and comes home. And the throw is too late as Burke scores. And now Casper has put up a 3 spot in the 5th inning. And they now lead 4-0 as not trying to do too much of that with Diaz, and he gets the RBI.
Hey, fantastic at bat by Mr. Diaz. He got down 0-2, didn't look very comfortable, or 1-2, I think, and didn't try to do too much. Just tried to put the ball in play, did put the ball in play, and because of that he gets rewarded with an RBI. And that's another quality at bat, and that's good baseball by the Spuds. Hats off to them, congratulating them. They're playing good baseball. They've got a good team. They're well coached. And they're just beating us at baseball, and we just got to be better. There's nothing else to say. They're doing the little things right. We're not, and that's why the scoreboard says 4-0.
So we can officially close the line on Dalton Juden now. 4 1/3 innings pitched, now allowing 3 runs as Sholay allows his runner to score. And doesn't get the call on the outside corner for ball 2. And the Sodbuster pitching staff, it's just something you got to keep your offense in the game now. And this has been an offense that's over the last 3 games has only recorded 5 hits.
Yeah, and our top 5 guys are hitting over 300, and no one would complain with that. We haven't found the answer at the bottom of the lineup, and really batting average is not something that we're super duper worried about, but it's quality at bats. We just don't have enough quality at bats, and definitely not a good enough situational quality at bats. So yeah, it's just difficult right now, because I know our kids are working hard and things just aren't going their way.
And Scott Galusha, our GM and co-owner, here with us. And if you've been to Duncan Field and see all the hard work that Scott's been putting into this organization, getting the fans to come out here, and with the weird rain delay last night, it's kind of disheartening bringing all these fans out and then telling them, well, we can't play anymore. But Scott's been doing just a great job just keeping the fans at bay here.
Yeah, I've got a good staff. I mean, Brian and his wife, Erin, the founders of our ball club, they do a great job. Trevor, Tim Johnson, and Deb Johnson, that's kind of the core of what we do. And when you have good people, good things happen, and we're all working pretty hard to do this. And it's a testament to our fans that are out here and after weather delay, and hopefully we can give them something to cheer about here in the last couple innings.
Sholay falling behind 2-0 to Chandler Stocking, and as Scott mentioned, he's the guy been flashing the leather for the Spuds today. Made some insane plays at second, playing shortstop in this game, and Sholay just can't find the zone right now as he falls behind 3-0. And
this is something we talk about all the time, Ryan. We can't let one mistake lead to 2 and 3. So Connor is a good kid, but he is obviously still bothered by the play at the plate where he lost his glove and the ball. And in baseball, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But when you let one mistake turn into mistake number 2 and mistake number 3, that's what gets you in trouble. And that's where we're at right now. Connor is letting that first at bat bother him still, and we've got to get stronger. That's why these kids are here, to learn and gain some experience. And he's a really good pitcher, and he's going to get a lot of people out, but he's got to not worry about what he can't control, and that's something that we'll get better at, and we'll get him taught that, and he'll be better for it. But again, that mistake led to 2 runs because we didn't need to do it. So,
all right, and as great job by Sholay to come back from 3-0 to strike out Stocking. That's Scott Galusha, our GM and co-owner, as we will have a 5th inning stretch here at Duncan Field. Scott, thanks for coming up.
Hey, you bet. Thanks. All my family that's watching, I love you all. Thank you.
All right, we will take a stretch break here in Hastings. Spuds hang a 3 spot in the 5th inning. We got Sodbusters with 9 outs left to go. You're watching Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
You're watching Sodbuster Baseball live on our YouTube broadcast. Thanks for spending your Sunday evening with us for Game 2 of the Sodbusters, who are coming up short right now to Casper Spuds. Send up 8-9-1. Ty Matson, Lane Shires, Grant Jones. First 3 Sodbusters due up. And they continue to work against Braden Wilmus as he takes strike 1. Wilmus so far 4 shutout innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Matson takes on the outside edge for strike 2. 1-2. Matson fouls that off towards the parking lot. Matson, one of 2 high school seniors on the roster, and fouls back another pitch. Matson getting his first action as a Sodbuster. Will be attending Palomar Community College in the fall, hoping to go D1. Swing and a miss. Jones will have to throw down to first, and Matson hustles down, but he is retired on the strikeout. 2-3. As Wilmus retires the first batter he faces, 1 out, and Lane Shires will come to the plate. Shires getting game 1 off. He'll start this game. Coming into the game, 6 games played, a 125 average, just 2 hits on the short season. Comes up empty on that fastball. 0-1 the count to Shires. And that pitch is just outside for ball 2, so Wilmus fastball on each half of the plate, and Shires has seen them both. Check swing, and did not go. They'll peel down to first, no swing. So 2-1 to Shires. Fouls that off to the right side, as he's been behind a couple of fastballs from Wilmus. Highlighting Braden Wilmus, the redshirt freshman at Fort Scott Community College, and strikes out Shires on the breaking ball down low at the plates, and he is out number 2. And Sodbusters will go to the top of the lineup in Grant Jones as they make their 3rd time through the batting order.
Tell you what, Wilmus has been good. The defense has been better for them. Yes, they have 1 error, but for the most part, boy, that last inning flashing the leather to take away a couple of hits.
Ball 1 outside to Grant Jones. Played center field first game, now playing second base. There's a strike. Flew out in the first inning, and the sac fly to right field, able to advance Ty Matson in the 3rd inning, but he was left stranded at 3rd base. Sodbusters had a couple threats in the 3rd and the 4th, but not much to show otherwise in that. Breaking ball is in the dirt. Should I say in the turf for ball 2. 2-2, 2 outs. Jones at the plate, ready. Hit to center field. Reeves, couple steps to his right and makes the play. Easy enough. Couple of strikeouts and a flyout for Wilmus. He's through 5 shutout innings. Sodbusters running out of time to come back in this one. We've got 2 innings left in this 7-inning affair. Spuds coming to back. Sodbusters looking to hang a 0. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Top of the 6th inning, 4-0 Casper, and I'm going to give my vocal cords a rest. We will have Steve Stein take us the rest of the way home.
Well, let's see if they can find a way to get some outs and some runs and turn this baby around. Sodbusters giving up 3 runs in the 5th inning to now trail it by a score of 4-0. Casper trying to add more, and it was interesting hearing Scott Galusha talk. And yet it's hard to say, but right now Casper's just doing the little baseball things better, and consequently they have a 4-run lead, playing some great defense in the inning where the Sodbusters threatened. Meanwhile, Casper taking advantage of every little miscue to put 4 runs on the board despite having only 4 hits when they've got the base runners on. Look at a wild pitch scoring a run, a botched run down, and the Sodbusters just having a heck of a time. We'll see if they can put a 0 on the board with Connor Sholay out for his first full inning of work. He came in, worked 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 unearned run, walked a couple, and he also recorded a strikeout in his outing, and he is back out there now. Brock Molenda steps to the plate for the Casper Spuds, looking to sweep the doubleheader today and send Hastings to its 10th straight loss. Pitch outside for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. And the offense has just been invisible today. 1 hit in the first game, 2 hits here in game number 2, as Sodbusters drop the opener by a score of 7-1. Pitch in there for a strike. And it's fascinating. Do you want 4 days off or don't you? I mean, when you're going through a stretch like this, maybe it's a chance to, okay, let's just flush that and start a new season when you come back and make the road trip. Hard hit ball down the first base line. That's fair. As Lenda around first, and hustling over to cut it off from going it any further was Gage Frank. So it's a solidly struck single from Brock Molenda.
And that is the first inning. You know, a bright spot for the Sodbusters. That's the first time they've allowed the leadoff man to reach. And sharply struck single, and Printer not playing close enough to the line. I mean, with the right-handed, I guess Melenda's left-handed, so you probably want to be playing closer to the line there.
As Easton Smith comes up now, he's 0 for 2, a fly out and a fielder's choice grounder to his credit. Runner at first, nobody out. Casper looking to tack on here in the 6th inning. 7-inning game here today. A pair of 7-inning contests, this doubleheader, after being rained out both Friday and Saturday. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Easton Smith, second baseman. He's flashed the leather a bit. Coming in the second game, he didn't play in game number 1. We saw some amazing plays at second from the starting shortstop in this game, Chandler Stocking, and Stocking's been rock solid over at short here in game 2 for Casper. Here's the pitch. Instead, a throw over to first and back in safely as they think Molenda may be going. Not many stolen bases for either of these teams early in the year. Pitch swung on and missed. Cabranes had a notion to throw it down to first, but Molenda was pretty close to the bag at a good no throw there for the Hastings Sodbusters.
Yeah, and that's something we've noticed that Sholay's been doing, paying a lot of attention to runners when we've all talked about it. Just let your defense do the job. We're not going to get too many guys caught stealing, especially with this Casper team that's not stolen too many bases either.
As the pitch misses for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike, although Casper last inning did a great job of playing a little small ball, had the fake bunt to steal third base. That was one of the key plays in that inning. Pitch outside for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike as Casper taking advantage of just a little fundamental lapse on a couple of different plays, and they plate 3 large runs to really gain a good working margin here. Sometimes you think, okay, 4 runs, you can come back from that easily, but right now the Sodbusters scuffling offensively, so 4 looks like 100 right now. Bouncing ball left side, Chavez has got it, throws to second for 1, over to first, not in time. Good turn though, 5-4, and they'll complete the out there on Molenda. Easton Smith hustling down to get the fielder's choice 1 on, 1 out for Austin Jones.
Good opportunity to turn 2 there. Chavez appropriately charging the ball and got a friendly hop, and Jones just too late on the turn, but get another ground ball and turn it this time.
Jones at the plate now, Austin Jones, not to be confused with the Jones boys on this Hastings squad. Pitch swung on and missed as Jones check swing there. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base, and a run scored for the Casper Spuds. 4-0. Casper on top. It's getting late, top of the 6th inning. Pitch is in there for strike 2, and going back to first is Easton Smith.
Good thing the Sodbusters got the call there. Breaking ball there. Cabranes was about to back pick at first. That's a hard pitch for the umpire to call strike sometime.
0-2 pitch, misses, runner goes, throw down to second base, and safe throw just a little bit on the shortstop side. Jones tried to pick it, and it had it go out of his glove and bounce away. No chance for further advancement, but it's a stolen base for Smith, who's now in scoring position with 1 out.
Now a couple balls think Sodbusters have in their glove too, and somehow just squirts out.
Here's Sholay's 1-2 pitch, misses low. Again, is the beer batter here, Austin Jones, and the way the day's gone, my golly, let's look for something to cheer about. Maybe strike 3 coming up here. Sholay going to bring the 2-2 pitch, and this one is lofted into center field. That's a base hit. Runners will be at the corners for Casper as they look to tack on here. Still only 1 man out, leading it 4-0. So they get a single to lead off the inning, then a fielder's choice grounder, and now a single from Jones. And back to the top of the order with Elijah Reeves. So Smith now at third base. Jones at first, and don't discount a potential double steal, but first things first, Joel's skipper coming out to visit with Connor Sholay, and we'll see if a pitching change is forthcoming. As Scott mentioned, I mean, you got 4 days off. You should have almost everybody available to pitch here today because there's going to be plenty of rest time over the next 4 days, so you would think that they would have a plethora of arms, particularly not playing Friday or Saturday, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is, say, decision time here. You've got the arm of the bullpen, Jacob Shaw, but at the same time, yeah, you got 4 days off, like you said. We talked to Scott and Joel, asked them what their plan is, and Joel said preliminarily, might want to give the guys tomorrow off just to kind of clear your mind. It was supposed to be 13 games in 13 days for this Sodbusters squad, but 4 rainouts have spoiled the plans of that. So a couple of unplanned days off, but yeah, you want to get your guys to work and get them to what they came out here to do, and that was throw the baseball and play baseball there. But yeah, you want to get those guys their tune-up here and have them ready for the weekend series.
So top of the order, Elijah Reeves up there, not only talking to the pitcher, but brought the whole infield in and talking probably strategy here with runners at the corners, because don't be surprised to see Casper try to steal a run here. It's bunted up in the air. Can the Sodbusters make a play? It's Sholay with a dive and the grab, and there's a little leather flash by the Sodbuster D. Man, did they need something like that. 2 outs on a large out as Reeves trying to get down a safety squeeze, if you will, to maybe bring that runner home from third base. Could not get it down successfully, and now there are 2 outs in the inning with Matthew Marsick trying to salvage it for Casper.
Here's your reminder that pitchers are athletes too. Everyone wants to say how all they do is stand on the mound and throw the ball, but Connor Sholay shows why pitchers deserve some credit there.
Bouncing ball right side into right field for a base hit. A run will score, and Casper, they have killed this Hastings squad with 2 outs here in this doubleheader. They have found a way to get big hits, to score runs. Scored on a wild pitch earlier, and here they get a solidly struck single to right field, right between first and second, and they tack on a run. Now we'll have runners at the corners once again, looking for more. It's now 5-0 here in the 6th.
You can't place it too much better than did right there. Marsick with just nice easy job to the right field side, and with Printer kind of having to hold the runner on first. He's probably out of position there and allowed it to go by, and as we're ready, looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
This looks to be Lucas Danuitz, 5'9", 195-pound junior. He's from Deerfield, Illinois. Goes to the College of Lake County, and he takes strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, so he gets his first opportunity. Danuitz, for the year, 2 for 8, 250 with 2 runs batted in. First and second, 2 outs, 1 home for Caspers. They've semi-broken it open. Now here's a pick throw down to first, thrown away. Printer couldn't stop it, and runners will be at second and third on the second error in as many innings against the Hastings Sodbusters. Not a play that necessarily had to be made, and the good news is no more damage done yet. But now it takes away a force at first and second, and the way this day is going, you feel like, okay, is a wild pitch coming? Is there a 2-run single coming? And, well, we'll see what happens here as the count is 1-1 on Chase Burke.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right idea by Cabranes at Marsick at second or at first had a huge secondary lead. If a good throw would have gotten him, just not a good throw by Cabranes.
Pitch is taken upstairs, and you get in a streak like this, and everybody trying to play with thinking they have to be the hero. And you know, there's just been so many plays that you've just kind of seen pressed a little bit. Here's a pop-up, right side, foul territory, and it reaches the concrete and up into the seats. As the Sodbusters trying to get out of this with no more damage done. 2 runs, I should say 1 run so far, a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Casper trying for its second and perhaps third run if they can get a single to the outfield here off the bat of Chase Burke, who walked and scored last inning. He's stolen 2 bases today. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, center field, right center field gap actually, and over to make the play is the right fielder Gage Frank, and that ends the inning, but Casper breaks Hastings' heart once again as they score a run on 3 hits. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 5-0 Spuds, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Sodbusters, 6 innings with which to work as they try to find the measure of Brayton Wilmus. And it seems like every time the Sodbusters take the field, they're having difficulty coming up with hits against starting pitching. And today, no exception, as Brayton Wilmus working his way through 5 scoreless, allowing only 2 runs. He's struck out 3 so far in the contest and walked 2 and has thrown only 66 pitches, so he's in good shape to maybe go a complete game 7-inning contest, and they probably need that much more than Hastings does. They'll have one off day but then get right back to baseball on Tuesday, while the Sodbusters won't play again until Friday. Going to be 2, 3, and 4, Cabranes, Frank, and Printer, and you feel like if the Sodbusters are going to make a dent, this is the inning with this spot in the order. Here's the pitch. Hit pretty well toward right field, but hardly making a move is Luke Daniewicz, the brand new right fielder out there, and Cabranes 1 pitch, 1 out in the 6th.
Yeah, that was where Cabranes' single ended up in the first in front of Daniewicz, and probably had a beat on there like, hey, watch out, he's going to try to hit it right there again, and like you said, it was right on the money.
Gage Frank grounded into a double play his first time up. He's also walked and takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Frank 0 for 2 in the first game today, so now 0 for 3 on the day for the Sodbusters, who trail at 5-0, and he hits it high in the air center field, and that's not going to have the distance. Elijah Reeves over to play it, and when it's not going well, you're hitting fly balls in this field, and that's going to mean a lot of outs. And 2 quick outs here in the 6th for Josh Printer. Sodbusters on the short end of a 5-0 score.
Seems like both teams have been putting the ball in the outfield pretty solidly and just right at their guys, and they're hitting it away from our guys.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. No balls, 1 strike for Josh Printer. 0 for 2 on the day. Didn't play in the first game. Has had solid glove work at first base for this Hastings team. He's made a couple of nice plays. Takes this pitch for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike for Josh Printer. Former Allen Community College Red Devil down in Kansas. He also played at Arkansas Little Rock and lost this one in the air to short center field, and that falls in for a hit. Sodbusters have their 3rd hit of the day. They trail in the game 5-0.
Good single there, and just like to see it with less than 2 outs. But got Tyler Welsh coming up, and make the pitcher go out of the stretch here, see if we can tack something on.
Fielder's choice and a walk in the ball game as Welch Up there now, 5-0 the score. Sodbusters on the short end. We're in the bottom half of inning number 6. The pitch. Didn't mean to, could not check his swing. He's quickly down at the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Sodbusters trying to find a way. The offense has been really quiet today. Just 1 hit of the opener, lost that one 7-1, trailing this game 5-0, and the pitch is outside, trying to get him chase. 1 ball and no strikes. Mentioned Welch has actually been on base twice today, hit by a pitch and walk. 0-for-0 for Welch, trying to continue this 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll do it for the Sodbusters. They go quietly, no runs. On 1 hit, 1 man left. We head to the 7th. Casper 5, Hastings nothing. It's Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner. A friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
To bring you Sodbuster Baseball, head to the 7th inning. That is the final inning for this doubleheader today, as the Hastings Sodbusters on the short end of a 5-0 day, and Hastings is going to go to the bullpen as Jacob Shaw will come out, the Northwest Oklahoma State Ranger, former Hastings guy, Hastings High grad, played for 5 Points Bank during his summer, went to Cloud County Community College, and he has been one of the bright spots for the Hastings team this year. No earned runs allowed, I should say, making his 4th appearance in 2 2/3 innings, allowed 1 unearned run. He's allowed only 1 hit, struck out 4, and walked 3. His last appearance against Fremont, a lightning quick inning, as he was pretty dominant against the Moo. He worked 1 inning, no runs, no hits. He tries to get through this inning, and keeping it a 5-run deficit, will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Hastings, for the Casper Spuds. This Hastings Sodbuster right-hander.
Yeah, Jacob Shaw been, like you said, one of the bright spots for the pitching staff so far. 4th appearance for Jacob, 3 2/3. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Opponents just hitting 0.91 against him. And this is a guy who's a returning Sodbuster. Got a couple other guys on the roster who've seen Duncan Field before. So, you know, Jacob Shaw knows how to pitch here, knows what he needs to do. And like we said, that last inning was pretty electric. And see if he can replicate that.
So we'll see what the squad from Casper can get done. This appears to be a new batter, and number 1, Caleb Simmons, is in there out of Middleburg, Florida. Florida State, Jacksonville, his college. Goes around on this pitch quickly, 2 strikes on Simmons. So Simmons batting for the first time today on the year, 4 for 16 coming in, a triple, a double, a couple of RBIs. He scored 4 runs, also has a stolen base to his credit. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now on Simmons. So a couple of pinch hitters in recent innings for the Spuds, who have a 5-0 lead. 5 runs some days doesn't seem like much. It seems like a lot right now. Shaw took something off of that one. Simmons could not make contact. 1 up, 1 down for Casper in the 7th. That will bring to the plate number 20, Austin Stallwick. So Stallwick in there for Nathan Martinez. It's Austin Stallwick, 1 for 4 in 2 games played for this Casper team. Stallwick gets his first opportunity of the day from Mount Hood Community College. It's in Gresham, Oregon. That's where he graduated high school, so stayed home to go to the junior college and playing ball as well, and takes a couple of balls from the right arm of Jacob Shaw.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nope.
I was going to say, this might be the last guy we see tonight, but the trend for Casper with the with the calves a little bit exposed. We saw some with the Fremont. We had a guy with the pants over his knees, but I haven't seen with some legs exposed. This is at least the third guy I've seen that's been doing this for Casper, so maybe it's a Wyoming thing?
I don't know. It's a new thing. I'm an old guy, and, I don't like it. But, I don't like new things. This is, hey, to each their own. So.
I mean, yeah, but, if you're sliding in feet first, you're in for a nasty...
You can get a little burn?
Yeah, nasty burn, especially on turf. So,
yeah.
Which is worse, a turf burn or a sliced open leg?
Hey, he's not going to have to worry about it because Shaw strikes him out. So a pitch across, that's back-to-back strikeouts for Shaw. And like I say, he's been really good for this Hastings team. If you're looking to things that you can point to that have been encouraging in this 0-9 start, that's one of them, a guy who's in his third year with the Sodbusters. And here comes Chandler Stocking. Speaking of high points, this guy's been outstanding defensively for the squad from Casper. This game, he has gone 0 for 2 with a walk, but made a run-saving stop up the middle, or I should say in the shortstop third base hole. An amazing play after 2 tremendous plays at second base in the first game today. And that inning was the one you felt like the Sodbusters were going to maybe have an opportunity to do some damage. That fourth inning, a pair of walks, but an amazing play by the center fielder to run down what looked to be an extra base hit. And then we talked about Stocking's play, bouncing ball foul. But he was diving to his right, not only grabbed it, got up and threw to second to get a fielder's choice out. I thought it was headed to left field. Sodbusters were going to get a run. Threat was still going to be looming, and Hastings would get nothing there, and Casper the next inning would get 3. Pitch is taken inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Chandler Stocking. As Casper has made all the plays in this game, and the Sodbusters have not. Off-speed pitch. Stocking drills it, but foul. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get out of this inning. 1-2-3. It would be the first 1-2-3 inning the Sodbusters have recorded against Casper here in Game 2. Spuds won the opener 7-1. Out-hit Hastings 6-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch lofted high in the air, right center field. That is trouble as Stocking around first. He's got extra bases, headed for 2. Is he thinking 3? Hits the bag but stops as a solid double to right center field off the bat of Chandler Stocking. He's got his first hit of the day after he went 1 for 3 and knocked in a run of the opener, and it'll be Brock Molinda to continue the inning.
Just seems like that's been the theme of the game and even the season at Duncan Field so far. The gappers perfectly placed for the opponents, and for Hastings, they have an outfielder shaded that way or an outfielder with a perfect beat on it to get there. Just can't buy a break here at Duncan Field for Hastings so far.
Shaw trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. Gives up the 2-out double and throws a first pitch ball to Molinda. Molinda had a single his last time up. He's also walked and grounded out. 1 for 2. Shaw looked back to second. Brings home the pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Shaw's got it. Underhand toss to first, and that'll do it. No damage done. No runs on 1 hit for Casper in the 7th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Sodbusters still trail it 5-0.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Sodbusters on the short end of a 5-0 game. Hastings trying to find a way to at least crack the scoreboard. Chavez, Oliver, and Matson will try to do the damage against Braden Wilmus. Wilmus 6 innings, only 3 hits allowed. He's been rock solid today for this squad from Casper, looking for a complete game shutout. And it'll be Mark Chavez up there first. Grounded out, had a fielder's choice grounder as well. 0 for 2 for Chavez. It's Sodbusters managing just 3 hits in this game, had only 1 hit in the opener. And that on the heels of the matchup on Thursday with Fremont, which they really struggled offensively in a 2-0 loss. First pitch swinging, down 5-0, and this one hit high in the air to right field. And going back and making the play, that is Lucas Danuitz, guy who just came in defensively, and he's already got a couple of chances in his 2 innings of work.
Similar spot to where Stocking hit his double last inning, but maybe the opponent outfielders know something that they don't. They just always right there for those balls, but yeah, no discredit. Danuitz made a good play.
Here's Nolan Oliver to the plate now for the Hastings Sodbusters. 0 for 2 in the game, down to their final 2 outs. 5-0. Casper on the verge of a sweep, and Sodbusters on the verge of a tough day of baseball. This one a high fly ball into left field. Making the grab is Matthew Marsick. 2 fly ball outs, and we're down to the final out with Ty Matson coming to the plate. He's got 1 of the 3 hits, singled, reached second on an error, and went on to third, but the Sodbusters couldn't get him home. He's also struck out as Braden Wilmus trying to wrap up a complete game victory. Throws a first pitch strike, no balls and 1 strike to Ty Matson, the high school grad from Riverside, California. Going to be playing for the Comets of Palomar Junior College. Hits this one hard, and it's off the glove of the shortstop and into center field. Pretty solidly struck there, and we'll have to see what Andy calls that one, as Chandler Stocking has made every play today. And is that a single or an error?
Give him a hit.
All right.
Give him a hit.
There's 4 on the day.
Let's give him a hit.
And
that was pretty hard hit. You know, Stocking probably could have knocked that down, but never really was in front of it. So give the hitter the benefit of the doubt there.
Lane Shires bats now, and indeed the official call is hit. As the Sodbusters trying to find a way to battle back here. As the pitch taken outside. At least get on the scoreboard. Lane Shires now represents the last hope as Matson will lead away from first base. As Wilmus brings the pitch home, that's way outside, and it will bounce in the dirt, and on to second base will go Ty Matson. So Matson reaching second base for the 2nd time in this game. He reached third back in the 3rd inning, but stranded there. Hastings trails this game 5-0. Just have not had any kind of offense during the course of the day. Hard hit ball, 1 hopper. First baseman knocks it down, throws to the pitcher covering. Everybody going to be safe. Here comes Matson home with the first run of the ball game. Well, that's certainly a hit off the bat of Lane Shires, as having to go a long way was the new first baseman Simmons. Then he tried to throw back to the pitcher covering. Now there may be an error to get the run home. There is going to be a conversation on the mound here as the head coach Mike Bowles will bring his crew in. Shires one way or the other reaches, and Matson scores on the play after the ball scooted away. And the Hastings Sodbusters do have their first run of this game, and down by a score of 5-1 as Mike Bowles, the first-year head coach for Casper, out to talk with his infield.
Yeah, you got to figure Wilmus probably finish this game out. We've been dynamite so far, but good job by Shires just to put the ball in play, and finally it's the Spuds' turn to make some miscues there, and Sodbusters on the board.
And according to the official scoring, they're going to call that one an error apparently, as Lane Shires aboard. But he is shown as 0 for 3 in the game as the pitch is in there for strike 1. Turn the order over for Grant Jones. So single for Ty Matson. He ends up scoring the run. Lane Shires on there now at first base. And Grant Jones trying to keep this game going and prolong it. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Grant Jones. Jones 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. Bounces this one to the right side, but foul. We saw that pinch hitter come in last inning, and he's playing first base. That's Caleb Simmons. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones at the plate, trying to keep it going for the Sodbusters. Pitch missing outside, trying to get that baby to curve over the outside corner. Couldn't quite get it done. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Grant Jones. 5-1. Casper on top, bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Busters. Pitch inside, bounces away. It actually gets a piece of Jones. There'll be runners at first and second. So we play on. And Marcos Cabranes trying to get him to the plate. That's a pretty good guy to get up there the way today is gone.
Yeah, and if you're Mike Bowles there, you want to do is just get your last out there, but this is where decision time. Last thing you want to do is bring in another pitcher, especially when you thought you had the rest of the game planned out. Caused a little bit of stress in the manager's mind there.
1 more to get the tying run on. 5-1 the score. First and second, 2 outs. And Marcos Cabranes 1 for 3 in this game after he had a hit and run scored in the first game. Low. And Wilmus could be nearing the end of his day as he's laboring here for the first time today. For the most part, he has been in control. Sodbusters with their first run of the game. And this pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 the count on Marcos Cabranes. Cabranes will get back in after taking a little rest break. He's ready to go. And that pitch just a little bit high. 3 balls and a strike on Cabranes. Another bad one loads him up for Gage Frank. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Spuds. And called strike 2. Cabranes will get back into the box. And still runners at first and second. Toss that bat away, man. You better be protecting right here. As Marcos Cabranes is back in the box. Wilmus brings it home. Bouncing ball foul. Good save there for Cabranes, who'll get another chance here. The Sodbusters down 5-1. Now with that 3-2 count and 2 outs, Shires and Jones taking off with a pitch. A gapper could score them both. Good speed on the bases right here. 3-2 pitch. Curveball hit him. And the tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Back-to-back hit batsmen after back-to-back singles. And we play on, and we are going to see a pitching change. Well, maybe not. Head coach started to come out and then said, no, not yet, as they're still waiting for a man to get warm down the right side. And here's Gage Frank taking ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. How often have we wanted to see Gage Frank come to the plate with runners in scoring position? Here's a chance. Way outside, 2-0 now on Frank. Looking for something to drive, or at this point down by 4, he may have a take sign 2-0 to make sure that Wilmus can bring a strike. He'll wind, deliver. Outside, 3-0. 5-1, Spuds on top, 1 run home in the inning. And Gage Frank trying to deliver here, if nothing else, a bases loaded walk. It's low, ball 4. The tying runs are now on base here, and a pitching change is coming. We'll take a break. 5-2, Casper on top of Hastings. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hastings Sodbusters still alive. The base is loaded. 2 outs, and here comes the left-handed pitcher, Nick Flores. He's a 210-pounder out of Dallas. Goes to Bethany College. No record, a 1.29 ERA. He's pitched in 7 innings, 3 appearances, allowed 1 run, 5 hits, 5 Ks, and 3 walks. And if you were at the game watching during the rain delay, Nick Flores, an amazing arm. They have a football that they use in the Sodbuster pitching staff to try to keep your arm loose. Perfect spirals. As he was playing catch with Sodbusters, they were throwing it back and forth. And this guy, I'm not sure if he was a high school quarterback, but he had a beautiful spiral with the left hand. If he throws a baseball like he does a football, Sodbusters are in trouble.
Two very different balls, and a football, you got a different throwing motions. I know for me personally, I could throw a baseball just fine, but trying to throw a football, it was a spiral that only went about 10 yards, or it was a little bit farther but looked like a wobbling knuckleball for a football. So impressive him. And speaking of knuckleballs and off-speed pitches, we see Flores warm up. He looks like he's got a pretty big hook there, so see how much he relies on that. But obviously you got to throw strikes as you have the bases loaded now and got the tying run on base. And for Mike Bowles, definitely not how you wanted to finish this game, but get another guy some action. But like we said, the Spuds don't have the 4 days off, so you probably want to save all the arms you can. And who knows how this will turn up.
Josh Printer tries to keep it going. Sodbusters have 2 in the inning. They get the tying runs on there. That's about all you can ask. Down 5 runs. Pitch way outside for ball 1. And at this point in the ball game, you may take a strike. Because again, bases loaded. A walk gets another run, and that would get the winning run on and the tying run to second. 1-0 the count. Flores, a big deep breath, brings it in and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count on Josh Printer.
100% take sign on here. There should be no miscommunication about that. The Spuds have not thrown too many strikes this inning. You got to take here.
Nick Flores set to go for the 2-0 pitch. Way outside, it's 3-0 on Josh Printer. It all began after 2 lazy fly ball outs. Singles from Ty Matson, and I guess Shire's officially reaching on an error, but since then, hit batsman, walk, and now Printer is going to make Flores wait and get back in the box. 3-0 the count with 2 outs and maybe a pair of take signs on here. 3-0 pitch. Ooh. At the bottom of the zone for strike 1, 3-1. So Printer, again, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to see him take strike 2. 3-1 delivery. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Sodbuster fans not happy with that. Now they're full. The runners will be off with the pitch, but Printer has to protect now. 5-2 the score here in the bottom of the 7th. 7-inning game here in this twin bill, and now time has been called by Printer. He'll make Flores wait again as he wants a practice swing. Bases are full of Busters. Jones at third. Cabranes at second. Frank at first. Sodbusters trying to find a way. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Casper Spuds have come in and taken 2 from Hastings as they defeat the Sodbusters by a score of 5-2. Sodbusters do come up with 2 runs here in the 7th. They get the tying runs on there, but they can't get them home. At Casper, that long old road trip home will seem a lot shorter with a pair of wins against Hastings today. Final score 5-2. We'll have the line score, wrap things up, and hopefully hear from Joel Skipper after our doubleheader of baseball. This is your home for the Hastings Sodbusters.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Tough day baseball as the Hastings Sodbusters drop a pair to Casper. First game 7-1 in a game that just completed 5-2. The Spuds come out on top as Casper gets 5 runs on 8 hits. They commit 2 errors. Hastings 2 runs on 4 hits, and they commit 2 errors, as we hear from Ryan Valenta after this one. The announcer today, and I tell you what, just a rough day of baseball for this Hastings Sodbuster squad. They fall short again.
Rough day, rough season. Still looking to get in that win column for the first time. But as Joel Skipper and Scott Galusha said, this is a good group of guys. They've got the spirit, and we saw that in the 7th inning. A couple of runs, knocked out the starting pitcher. We thought, oh, it's a nice, quiet 7th inning, and let's go take some days off. But this is a team that doesn't quit. They fought back to the bitter end, scored a couple in there, ultimately stranded the bases loaded. But it's a very good Casper team that is going to be playing a lot of great baseball this summer. And, you know, this is a team that's supposed to play 13 games in 13 days, only played 9 games to 4 rainouts. But this is a team that just hasn't gotten a day off technically so far. They've been ready to play for those 4 days, but ultimately didn't get the okay to. So it's a team that's going to take a couple days off, well, 1 day probably off, and then practice as a team. And when I talked to Coach Skipper yesterday, he said that, yeah, the only practices they've had as a team, there was only about 7 guys here. So now with the full roster here, it'll be nice to kind of just go through some more fundamentals and hopefully get back on the right track for this team.
Pitching-wise, Dalton Juden, not bad. I mean, 4 1/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 4 hits. He struck out 1, walked 2. He ended up kind of being bad luck guy there in the 5th inning when the Sodbusters could not make a couple of fundamental plays that would have gotten outs. You had Connor Sholay come in, go an inning and 2/3, allowing 2 runs. 1 of those earned on 3 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1, and then Jacob Shaw, another solid outing for him. Allows a 2-out double, but nothing across in the 7th for this Hastings Sodbuster team, as they do allow 5 runs on 8 hits. But getting a solid start from Juden, one of the bright spots for the Hastings Sodbusters today, probably deserved better than to be taken out there in the 5th inning.
Yeah, Juden with a really good start. We've seen both the Juden brothers, who've been starters here at Duncan Field, have some trouble in the 1st inning. Had a 2-out hit by pitch, did Dalton, but didn't come around to score. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the 2nd. Did allow that 3rd inning run. And then the 5th inning is just kind of when the cookie crumbled there and wasn't able to get out of that. But Sholay came in, wasn't as electric as we've seen him, but still only allowed the 1 unearned run. And just a couple bad luck plays for the Sodbusters too. Speaking of Sholay, that play at home plate, the runner knocking the glove off of Sholay, that was a sure out there. And in a couple stolen base at second base too, ball in and out of the glove, just not able to convert the plays. It's like Scott said during the 4th and 5th inning, they're just so close, and something's got to give one of these days. It's hard to lose 10 baseball games in a row.
As offensively, you look at the Sodbusters really struggling during the course of the day. Just 1 hit in the opener in that 7-1 loss. You had Cabranes with a hit today. Gage Frank ended up knocking in 1. You had Josh Printer with a hit today. The Sodbusters getting a multi-hit game from Ty Matson. He goes 2 for 3 with that run scored in the 7th. Lane Shires officially reaching on an error. That very easily could have been a hit. He scored the other run for the Hastings Sodbusters, but officially just 4 hits on the day for Hastings in the contest as they dropped the game by a score of 5-2. So 1 hit in game number 1, 4 hits in game number 2. That's 14 innings and 5 hits. Like I say, it's a team effort. I mean, you can talk about certain things, but it's top to bottom in terms of offense not getting it done. And I'm sure guys are pressing a little bit when you think, okay, we've got to get it done at the plate. Okay, we've got to get it done on the mound, because you almost feel the pressure that, man, if they score a run, we're not going to get offense to get it back. So, I mean, it's a big snowball right now, and maybe 4 days off is the best thing for this team.
Yeah, and it's gonna be tough too. You know, the season's young, and a lot of these guys haven't played at Duncan Field before. They're still getting used to the smaller dimension, or the larger dimensions rather, in the field. So too many fly ball outs so far, and I'm sure Coach Skipper can attest to that with him joining us today. So I'm gonna say, Coach, it just seemed like just everything was against you today. Had a lot of tough breaks. We were talking about that play at home plate where you have a perfectly executed rundown. Sholay ends up dropping the ball, and seemed like they were able to hit their gaps, and your guys wasn't. Just that seemed like that way to you too?
Yeah, this game is so frustrating sometimes. Thought we hit some balls on the nose. Obviously, they got some great outfielders out there, man, that track some balls down. I think that normally drop or our home runs at other fields. So, one of the tough things about playing here, but, it's no excuse. Again, I think we left way too many runners on base, infield pop outs, just kind of weak contact. So there's some frustrated guys, after the game there, really competitive group. And I think this 4-day break will be good to kind of clear our heads a little bit and just kind of come back with a little bit of a plan moving forward.
Yeah, let's go back to the opener. Just 1 hit on the day. It felt like it was going to be a better offensive day in that first. What did you see out of your guys in game 1?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. Like I kind of said at the start of the interview, I thought we hit some balls hard on the nose. Just didn't fall for us. But yeah, you got to score to win, obviously. And had some opportunities in that first game, drew some walks, ran the bases pretty well, and just couldn't get those guys across. So as we kind of go into this break and get a couple practices in, that's situational hitting is definitely going to be a big emphasis for us.
Juden starting game 2. It felt like he maybe deserved better than to be taken out there in that 5th inning. It feels like he threw well enough to keep you in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That rain delay was kind of tough on him a little bit. I think he lost a little bit kind of coming back out after that 30-40 minute delay. But did a good job, got us in a position to win. Like you said, I think we executed that first and third play to a T. So that was really tough with Sholay there, getting his glove blown off. But that's part of the game, got to make those plays, and kind of had a couple of those today, especially in that first game when we kind of had that rundown and didn't execute that. So, those are just kind of little details that good teams do. So we got to just keep striving and getting better.
So this is the first time since the opening day you actually technically have a day off. Obviously, you didn't play 4 games because of rainouts, but first of 4 days where you're going to have off. Talk to us a little about what's the plan going to look like for those 4 days, and how much needed is the 4 days here?
Yeah, I think it's pretty needed. I think tomorrow we're just going to give the guys a day off, just kind of hang out with their host families, hang out with each other. Then as we kind of get to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to obviously, look at the data and look at kind of the stuff, that's been glaring. I think situational hitting. I just think a couple things with our pitchers, just throwing first pitch strikes. A couple of our guys in the bullpen that haven't thrown a lot of innings. I'm sure we'll do some live at bats with them, and then just work on some situational defensive stuff as well. Just throwing through cuts, rundowns, just kind of those little details of the game we didn't really get to work on too much, before we all got together. So just kind of going to get in some of those details. Not going to be very straining on their bodies, but I think more mentally.
Joel Skipper, he's the head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters. We appreciate him coming up. It's not always fun to come up after days like this, but we appreciate him always taking time for us as we'll wrap things up. Final score once again, 5-2. Casper with the win, and we'll take a break and wrap it up next. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Are you tired of lousy internet and faceless customer service? It's time to experience local, honest, hassle-free, and exceptional. That's the Allo promise. We not only provide crazy fast fiber internet, crystal clear TV, and dependable phone service, but we choose to become a part of the communities we serve and love when everyone calls or stops by our store to say Allo. So don't settle for mediocre, settle for exceptional with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/local.
Well, tough day of baseball for the Hastings Sodbusters. They dropped the opener to Casper 7-1. A fall in game number 2 by a count of 5-2. And you mentioned that the one thing maybe to build on offensively is the fact it was 2 up, 2 down in the 7th inning. And Sodbusters scratching out a couple of runs there. And you maybe don't build momentum of the loss, but at least the offense showed a little bit of life in that 7th. And hopefully that's something to think about as you look for positives on what's been a tough day.
Yeah, and that's something you just have to roll over to every inning. You can't just have that situational hitting there when you're down 5 runs in the 7th and, maybe I'm going to throw a couple of runs in there. Got to be putting the pressure on there, and wasn't really much pressure on the Spud defense there as Wilmus, the starting pitcher, able to almost go the distance. He was 1 out away after getting 2 quick outs. Kind of the wheels fell off the cart there, but just able to keep the pressure on the whole game and not being able to, or rather should I say, not able to just to go down and out when it could be easy to go down and out there. So situational hitting will definitely come in the hopeful later games, and I think overall just the break will help too, and Sodbusters will get ready to go this weekend.
For the Sodbusters, they are off until Friday. They're going to be hitting the road to play a 3-game road series and then be back home a week from Monday to take on the Casper Spuds once again. That'll be our next YouTube broadcast. A big thank you to Mason Hendricks, as he had a lot of work to do with some situations, working our way through 3 laptops before it was all said and done, but proud to get this doubleheader on. For Ryan Valenta, this is Steve Stein, and this has been Sodbuster Baseball.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch